This is Girls Night Out, the podcast.
He sits back like this when he fucking does. Yeah. He's like this. Crazy. He goes like this. He's just far.
Yeah.
Hey, he's so relaxed about it too.
Don't worry, I got it. No, you don't got it. You don't got it.
Wow,
You
easy.
should just start this episode trashing it.
I just did.
Oh, this is going?
I just started because I wanted to pick up this conversation.
Good. Good. I want this on there. I need the world to know what a fucking idiot he is.
Hang on, this is episode 58 of Girls Night Out.
No, you know what? Let me do this.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry, it's all yours.
This is the episode 58 of Girls Night Out, and to the right of me is... I'm sorry. Across from me is...
Gavin Stevens. You chose to go my route.
I'm surprised you went his route.
Yeah,
you could have gone this way.
You're going to went this way and bypass the whole goddamn
Fine,
thing.
I wanted to give you...
And wait a minute, Kevin. It's still on you. You should have done it.
Why should
Don't
I do
blame
it?
it on him.
Why
you
do I
should
have to
cooperate.
Let's keep the focus here. Fuck Izzy.
Yeah, just say your name.
Welcome to Girls Night Out, episode 58.
58.
And to the left of me is...
Jordan Shear, and to the left of me is...
Mace Scaloni, and across from me is...
Gavin Stevens. It's bullshit. But anyway.
I gave you a
You're all-
chance. I
you're
gave
all
you a
bullshit.
chance
A chance for what?
to do it
redeem
right.
yourself.
I did
You
do it
fight.
right.
You can fight all you want.
And
I'll fight all the way
to the
end.
bank?
To the end.
I think it's to the
To
end.
the grave.
So we're going to die doing this?
I'm going to be buried, and I'm going to put, like, an arrow that says on my fucking tombstone. To the left of me is... and I'm going to say the person's name, whoever's beside me.
We should all
idea.
buy one of those plots, and I'll get buried together.
You know what?
You're
Yeah,
saying
I'm
this
going to
now.
buy it.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy them all, and I'm going to put all... Like, and it'll be like... it'll say Gavin Stevens, and yours will say to the left of you is... and it'll be like, you know why you'll use it? 'Cause
Why?
you have to, because it's going to be free.
I'm cremating myself. So fuck
So
you.
we'll put the fucking jug in there.
The jug? No, I'm being poured into the ocean.
We're going to put you in a jug of laundry detergent. We're going to bury you
Watch
like
me
a
in your
normal
clothes.
person.
In
Watch me
probably
in your clothes.
Manolis' dad's backyard. Let's be honest.
Well, we'll start the Kickstarter campaign on that.
Yeah, what happened with my Kickstarter campaign?
I saw him last week at Kalios. He goes, "Yeah, starting a Kickstarter is really hard."
I'm not aware of this.
It's as hard as talking into a mic.
He said he wanted Izzy decided he wanted to do a Kickstarter campaign where Manolis goes to meet what's his name?
Franco.
James Franco.
James
and I was
Franco.
like, that's not going to happen. You can count me out on that.
Izzy fucked up something else. Surprise, surprise.
Dickhole Izzy.
Dickhole is he?
Dickhole Izzy.
I hope he comes today just so this isn't, like, insanely mean to be like, fuck Izzy.
He's gonna come in and be like, "Hey, buddy."
But we don't mention that we talk shit about him. He has
It's
to listen
not-
to it when we're editing.
Yeah.
This will be a good test to see if he listens to the podcast.
Fucking
Or,
loser.
It'd be great. Him going, "Fucking asshole."
What? What the fuck? That's what he'll say.
Is that his voice?
That's his voice. Because he'll
Sounds like him.
smile the whole time.
He's a fucking idiot.
He's a bit of a moron.
What is he doing right now?
He's having dinner at his grandmother's.
Yeah.
Seriously.
He asked us to move the time
To 4.
to 4, and
And
then
then-
he says, "Oh, I can't make it till 4:30."
I can't get it right until
I just don't
4:30.
understand how it's never been a problem until this week.
He
Like,
said his
that's
mother
crazy.
is bugging him.
He's a fucking grown man.
You think so? You think so?
I said, my nephews came over one time. It was like 2:00. I'm like, "Dudes, I'm gotta go. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got girls' night. I was waiting."
They're like, fine, Uncle Manolis, we'll babysit ourselves.
I'm supposed to be making love to my wife right now, and I said no. I got a podcast.
Is this
I
love
got
making
off.
I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
masturbating right now.
Yeah, exactly. I got off top of her, and I
Time
came
off.
down here for you guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's the dedication that
We
us
have.
four put in.
The 4 of us have for
pretty
this
incredible.
podcast. Everybody else.
Everybody else has thyroid problems.
I'm going to be honest. I got to leave at 5 to masturbate, guys. That's-
You can do it in your car.
Oh, and then come back in.
Yeah.
The whole mood will change.
We won't even know. Just act like, hey, what's going on, guys?
Don't you hate it though when you're like in the middle of the day and you know you're not going to go home till like late at night, but you have that urge like, "Oh, I really need to drain my balls."
Yep.
You're 40-some years old.
43.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like that.
Haven't you done it at background work before?
Yeah, yeah.
I once, yeah, Yeah, once. Yeah, but that was a
private washroom.
It was a private
You
porta
went,
potty.
you did, all right.
That was the lock on the door. I was in a little room.
Not everyone knows what background work is.
Extra work.
Extra
like, when you go, like, when you watch a TV show and you see, like, two people walk by the main actors and they're pretending to have a conversation,
Yeah.
make it look like real life.
What do they talk about in those conversations?
It's all silent.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Can't
it's
say a
all
word.
mimed. I still have a hard time doing it because I feel like an idiot.
Yeah, you got to be like, Bob, just move your fucking mouth.
I just
That's
make
it.
fun of everything around it. Like I just always make fun of everything.
Remember we did that background work one time for that guy? It was like a show about a guy trying to be a comic in L.A.
Oh yeah, and you were howling.
I was
laughing at him.
We were doing we were there to being an audience for this guy trying to stand
Degrassi.
up. Was it? It wasn't Degrassi.
It was Degrassi. It was like a spin-off of Degrassi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And so the guy is doing stand-up comedy, and the whole situation is so stupid that it's hilarious. So he's doing his material, and I'm laughing so hard at this point because he's beside me, and I'm laughing to the point. I'm laughing more like this is so gay, right? But my laugh is real. So I'm like losing my
They
shit.
loved him.
Yeah, I'm losing my
They
shit.
loved him.
Yeah, right. So I'm losing my shit, and I knew I couldn't get in trouble because I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
laughing. It's my only time because so many times when I do background work, I want to laugh because this is so gay. So I could actually laugh, and then they go, "Cut! This guy's amazing."
Yeah. They thought he was, and they applauded the kid because you were laughing so hard,
Yeah.
and I was laughing at you. And
I
I'm
think
like,
I got him an applause break.
but I was like, why?
That
Are
is
you, I'm like,
great.
why are you laughing at this shitty comedy?
What were the jokes like?
Oh, terrible.
Like, could you have an example?
No, but it was like TV stand-up comic. You know, someone like, hey,
And
secretary,
then the girl
write some
says,
stand-up
"Can you
jokes.
believe it? Why is this? I'm just trying to fucking blah 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 blah."
Blah, blah, blah. It was terrible. It was the worst. And I'm just like, why are you laughing? At first I was getting annoyed, and then I started laughing because I was like, this is ridiculous. You're too over the top.
And plus him because when I do background work with Gavin, he's like extra miserable. So his misery makes me laugh. One time,
Yeah, he loves
one
it.
time we were doing background work, and so like sometimes you wait forever before they go, okay, you, I need you, come with
Yeah.
me, right?
Yeah.
So we were like at this table. He just wanted to sit down and relax.
It was really early in the morning.
It was really
Yeah.
so like 2 or 3 times in a row. It was like 3 times in a row. Like he come back for like a minute, and then the guy goes. He look at all of us. I haven't used all day yet. I still haven't used like you come with me. Gavin got pulled to my table 3 times,
And I was just like,
and
what
I
the
did
fuck?
nothing. I did nothing until like 3 o'clock in
And
the
he's
afternoon.
crying, and that's making me more mad. I'm just like, what
He's
the
leaving.
fuck?
He's walking away with the guy, the AD, and I'm like, laughing like a little schoolgirl.
It's such a horrible exercise in like humility because they'll put you in clothes that you don't fit in. You're like, I'm not gonna fit in that. Just put it on. All right, and then you come back with this thing that's like,
Yeah, we're in the
oh, I
bathroom.
guess it doesn't fit.
The bathroom with dinner. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah, what
I'm
I
laughing
told you.
I'm laughing in the bathroom. This is even before he gets pulled away. It's like constantly you. Like it was like what was something special about you that day that they had to use every.
I
fucking
learned from
time.
that day though, don't fight that shit because it'll just. I do it with Serena sometimes, and we just make fun of everything.
But I'm
Serena's
like-
a bit of catty.
He's catty.
Yeah, he's catty.
You mean he gets upset?
Yeah, he's just. You don't want to hang out with those people. They're the background people, or the background people. Well, you
Yeah.
don't really.
I've
as
done it
much.
a few
Either
times.
they're like some of them are like cool and interesting, or
Or-
they're
or-
completely crazy.
Or they're just
Yeah.
completely insane.
Like failed actors.
They don't look at themselves as failed. They're failed background.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
they-
I don't know what they consider themselves.
They-
I don't even know I don't know.
They look at background like it's a career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like how we talk about stand.
I've heard them talk about all this. Like a bunch of them talk about all the sets they've been on. Like, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I worked with blah blah blah. blah.
No, you didn't
You're
work
just
with,
a human
you didn't work
being.
with
Yeah.
Johnny Depp, or you didn't work
Yeah.
with
He
whoever.
was terrible. He had a bad attitude that day. It's like you're fucking background.
You're part of the set.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shut the fuck
You're
up.
literally
Oh, yeah.
a tree on
Yeah.
set. You're that. You're
Yeah.
part of the set.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not part of the story. You're not picked out.
You're cattle.
part of the
You're
goddamn
nothing.
set.
So the Degrassi thing, he goes, this guy, this AD guy or director goes, this guy, I love this guy's laugh, you. Like it's out of a movie. Come with me, kid. Like he goes, I need you right here. He put me in the front row.
There was 3 of us because I was at the same table as you.
Yeah, I was saying
The
beside you.
3
He
of us. No, we sat at the same. We were right in the center front row.
Did you go with me then? When
Yeah,
you
we were right there, and they were like, "Oh, you're amazing."
Oh.
And the guy, the
that's
actor,
amazing.
loved him and everything, and I was like, I just don't want to be in the spotlight.
Did you have to laugh? Like, was the scene?
Gavin
that
tries
everybody was
not.
I try not to act.
No, we're supposed to laugh. Yeah, but everybody was fake laughing.
Yeah.
But I was like,
yeah.
So
You
with
were-
every take, I was just laughing even more.
Yeah.
Because it was so stupid.
I try not to act. I just try.
Gavin tries to stay off
I'm not
camera.
acting. I'm staying
Like
in
in
the
every
back,
scene,
try to hide. Yeah.
He's the only background guy, I swear to God, that's trying to get no airtime.
I don't want anyone to see me on anything. I just hide in the back somewhere. It's just stupid nonsense. And the shittier the fucking movie is, the more work you're gonna do.
You don't want to be an extra on Little Mosque on the Prairie?
Oh, is that an option though? Like, because if it is, I would. Fuck.
I'd do background work on a Dave Foley show.
So
Really?
attack him?
Just to say hi.
This is as security's pulling Manolis off.
Dragging him off.
I just wanted to say hi.
I spent the day with Mace in his car. It was awesome.
That was
was
the
great.
best
You were-
background work ever.
He was supposed to.
It was freezing cold.
It's reasonable. So he's supposed to like be on the street. Like action, he's supposed to be crossing the street or something. So no one gave him any directions. So he gets in his car as a passenger, but he doesn't need to be a passenger.
No one said
and nobody.
anything.
My car, the battery died. So at one point, I needed to start it up and turn the lights on, and I just had to be like, it's dead. And so they had people come over and set up my car. Nobody said anything about
No.
Gavin being. Nobody questioned why
No one said
it
shit.
was him and I.
It's because he's black.
Well, I think it's probably because I'm black, but I think it's because people like no one questions anything. You're told and go.
Mm-hmm.
And
There's probably such a huge chain of command.
Yep.
And so many orders like flowing down that chain of command that like one guy was like, you need to cross the street, but
Yeah.
nobody else knew that he told you that maybe. So
I was
nobody else
standing there
questioned
waiting to get my instructions, and they just kind of ignored me. It was like I've been
like,
on
all
those-
right, Keith, relax. We'll get you.
Oh yeah, that
Shit.
day. Holy shit!
What day?
That day when there's a woman called me Keith. I forgot Keith was the name. She mistook me for another black dude.
Well, last one I did,
Yeah.
they mistook me for a woman. And I played it the same way.
So
See, you
Did
don't
not.
question it.
There's no
No.
point in going
tell the
against
story
them.
from the beginning. It's hilarious. You're sitting on the bus.
Sitting on the bus, I was near the back. They needed more people at the front because the cameras could only see the front. So they wanted it to look like it was full. So they had it like mostly full up at this point, but there's still some spots. They're like, all right, we need some women. You, and you. Point straight at me.
That's part of the story. He's sitting beside a real woman who they didn't pick. He got picked over a real woman.
That woman doesn't look like she can bench press anything. Get that frail lady.
Did you have your glasses on or off?
I had my glasses on. I had my winter coat
And a
this
dress.
hat.
I don't get it.
And eyeliner.
That's awesome. And you didn't question? You just
No,
got
just move. What's the point?
That is one
When I was-
ugly lady.
I went to Roller World or whatever. Roller World. Like roller skating on Saturdays with everybody in grade 8.
Yeah. They didn't do it. They've never done it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're
Yeah.
There's
Roller-
like
Wait, what did you say?
It's
Roller,
roller
derby?
skating. It's like a roller rink.
a roller ring.
Yeah,
the one
I've
you
done
went
that.
in Burlington, right?
No, there was one in Hamilton.
Oh,
One
is
time,
it?
yeah.
Oh, okay. This is a long time ago.
This is like
Yeah.
82, man. It's like where that's that buffet place.
2005.
Oh, yes.
There used to be one in Burlington or Hamilton.
There is
right?
one in Burlington.
Okay,
and
that's
they have a
what I've been
shrine
to.
to Russell.
What's the one Russell?
That's the one in Burlington. They have a shrine to Russell, and they're ultra Christian. And the Derby girls used to practice there, just like skate
Weird.
practice, and they hated them because they had tattoos.
really.
Yeah, because they're Christian.
Ah.
They thought they were against, devil worshippers.
I go. So I was like, I might have been 12 or 13 years old, I think, and I go there. And I just go. You just go and give them your shoes, and then they say what size, and you tell them, and they give you roller skates. But it was that mustard.
Wait a second. How does that work again? So I go in. They say what size? I don't go in with my own skates or own wheels.
You can.
But they say what?
They said what size?
10 and a half.
So I said like 9. I think it was 8.
Okay,
8
but
or
I'm
9.
saying 10 and a half. What happens?
And then they just tell
The
you
guy
their
comes
size.
back. The guy.
And you just enjoy learning more
girls-
about each other.
The guys' roller skates were like mustard color.
Yes.
Right, all the same color. But the girls were white, all of them, right? So he comes back. I had his bowl cut too, right? He comes back.
As you do.
He comes back, this dude, and gives me white roller skates.
Jesus.
So he thinks I'm a woman,
Oh.
right? So I don't know what to do because I was, so embarrassed. I didn't have the balls to go, hey, dude, I'm a dude.
Hey, dude, I'm a dude.
Like, no, so I just took the white roller skates and I went roller skating the whole day.
So you'd rather have
Shame.
everyone think like you're fucked up as opposed to just confronting one
I was
person?
the ugliest woman that day.
Well, I'm sure everyone's like, that dude's got women's skates on.
I don't know. I just thought everybody thought I was a chick.
That retarded woman.
I didn't even know what to do.
Doesn't
I didn't
shoot
even
the
know what
duck.
to do. I didn't even know what to do to go to the washroom.
So you were
That could have been your big opportunity to go into the woman's washroom.
No, but I was more afraid
huge
of
opportunity.
going to the guy's washroom and someone goes, "Hey, there's a fucking chick in here."
Taking a dump, grunting out of shit.
And I ran to this guy I knew, and he's like, "Why you got women's shoes on?" And then
Is this guy your dad?
that was a buddy of mine. We were in the same grade at one point. And then he goes, "Come on, let's go back." And he goes, "Hey, man, this guy's a dude." And he's like, "Oh, my God, I'm so sorry." And then they gave
That
me
is the worst way to handle that situation.
I had to get some. He chose. I didn't ask him to help me. He just chose to help me.
To get another man.
I got another. You know who does that? You know who does that? Women. Women do that.
You
I
get
was a woman.
You got another man to solve your
I'm a chick, dude.
You couldn't handle. You got another man. Did you like stand in the back and then like just wave?
Maybe
like,
Billy will know what to do.
Yeah. You were transgendered for a day.
For a day, I was tucking the whole time.
I remember I was on tour in Saskatchewan, and I woke up. I was in the hotel. I came downstairs. We had breakfast, and I was still tired. And I go take a dump, and then I'm in the washroom, and I hear high heels come in. And then I'm like, it's a horrible dump too. And they come and wash and everything. And I get out and I realize there's no urinals or anything. It's the chick washroom.
You went in chick's
Yeah, I
washroom
had
by
to take
mistake.
a dump totally by mistake.
Wait, where are you again? Where?
I was in Saskatchewan.
You
In a
messed
club?
that up.
I've done it a couple of times, and I've like now I check for sure. That's why I hate the fucking. You know when they do like
Now, that's good that you now you check.
Well, I used to like you do it casually. Now, like when they do like foxes and stuff, you're like, just fucking make it clear.
Yeah, yeah.
For people like me, and so I snuck out. I got out. Okay, it was like Jason Bourne, but
But wait, was this a club or a bar?
no, this was the hotel that you do the show at.
Oh,
but it was the
okay,
next
right,
morning.
Right.
I was nerve wracked. I didn't realize.
Like, I recognize you from somewhere. You're like, yeah, I'm in town doing shows. Like, no, you were in the woman's washroom this morning.
You're leaning up against a tampon machine. That's why I saw a tampon machine. I was like, wait a fucking second. I don't know how I did it. I don't know why.
You're all like tampons. That's normal. All right.
It's like tampons. It looks like a condom machine, but it was tampons. And there's no urinals.
Like, no urinals. That's normal. All right, let's go and sit down.
But unlike you two, I didn't accept my fate out of fear. I didn't accept being a woman on the bus, and I didn't accept my skates for the whole.
I'm like,
Did you pinch it off and finish it in the men's bathroom?
No, I continued. I heard clunk, clunk, click, click, click. click.
those single washrooms are the best though. The times where like you just like it's I guess like it's not girls or guys. It's just the washroom, so anybody can use
yeah.
it. And but then you open it, you just unload the biggest nasty dump ever. And you open the door and there's a chick right there. And like so,
I did that in a nightclub.
yeah, tell me that one.
Well, in Toronto, they got a lot of the cafes and stuff turned into nightclubs on Queen Street near Ossington. Like it's like trendy hip nightclubs. And I don't know how we ended up in one, and I had to take a shit. And I went into it's a unisex washroom, and they're all lined up, but mine was free. I got in, I took the worst shit ever, and I opened the door. This hot chick's waiting. I didn't give a fuck because it was my wife. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna fuck you.
Yeah.
And so she had to walk into my shit odor. To walk right into my shit odor.
Because every girl's the same way. It's like they're like, oh my
God! You just walk away slow motion,
like
like a total slow motion.
you did a
The
moonwalk.
explosion is behind
They have
you.
a lot of unisex washrooms in Montreal too. I did that in Montreal at a burger place. I took a huge shit and then walked out and saw a hot girl, and I was like, I wasn't with my wife, and I was like, I'm not gonna fuck you. So-
Deal with it. You should leave a sign that says "Deal with it." Little nice folded
I
card.
did. I wrote it it in my poo.
Do it on the wall,
Yeah.
like an insane asylum.
Deal with it.
I as in Vegas, I'm allergic to soy, and I drank a soy latte.
That's a good move.
And I didn't know I didn't know I was allergic at the time, but it was
okay.
like it itches my throat and it starts closing.
Holy shit.
So I go into it's not as bad as EpiPen, but I go into the bathroom and I fucking vomit all over a stall, and then I'm leaving. Like 4 security guys are running in, but it was like such a Jason Bourne moment because it was like I was walking out as they were walking in.
I think you need to rewatch The Bourne Identity.
It's the closest.
Is that what
I
that
could
movie's
get.
about?
Well, it's just like I'm
Taking
sneaking past
random
like
vomiting and
Dirty
shitting.
shit.
it's like keep your head down, and I'm walking out.
And then still walking away with this pride. That's what the movie's about.
A lot of pride, baby.
Apparently I was
Vomit
taking,
on my face, a lot of pride.
apparently I was taking a nasty dump one time, but it was like, you know the ones that just come out like a shotgun?
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh, that was a lot of shit, you know, like that one. And I guess I was with Jason Rouse because I was auditioning for this movie that he was in, and there was this girl on the like standing near Jason, so I guess she could hear. Jason told me that she was like,
You know when they do in action movies, how when people get shot, they're on cables and they fly backwards.
Yeah.
They should do that with the toilet when you have those, like the toilet just flies back on a cable.
When I was in high school, because Manolis, you had sent me pictures of your poo a
Right.
few times then, and then I took
While you were in
one-
high school,
While I was in high school,
I think that's like that you should be on some sort of watch list. You're sending high school kids pictures of your shit.
Oh no, I was accepting of them.
Macy's
then-
an adult, okay?
Well, he picked up one weird high school kid.
Yeah, you picked the perfect high school kid. That's a man's
Then It
penis.
doesn't make it better. It's just he picked a weird high school kid. Then. You're like, no, I liked them though. Yeah, well, you're both weird then. How about that?
Exactly. It doesn't lessen the fact that you're a victim just because you accept it.
But I then
You're
took a.
Stockholm syndrome. It's not the
Exactly.
fucking mystery of the world.
I like the update. Get to check his movements, make sure they're healthy.
Fiber intake.
Yeah,
I hate it.
but I then took one that was really impressive, and I took a picture of it,
Right?
and I had that on my phone that
Right.
day, right? And I was going to send it to you. I hadn't sent it to you yet.
Right.
It was just on my phone.
Right.
And then this friend of mine, this girl, we were hanging out, and she had my phone, and I think she was like playing a game on it or something. That she's like, "Let me see your pictures." I completely forgot. She goes to my pictures. The first one is this huge tub. She's like, she did not find it funny at all. She didn't get it, and I was like, I don't know. I just thought it was good. The
I
worst.
just thought it was good.
Yeah. And she just instantly handed my phone back.
Like it was itself was poo.
Yeah, and that was the end of that interaction.
Gee, that's awesome.
That could have been your future wife.
No, that's good. You didn't marry that.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna work out
Yeah,
with you.
fuck no. What a horrible sense of humor. You couldn't laugh at that. She couldn't say anything.
Nothing.
Oh my god, poo! It's poo.
Rouse used to go to parties and put like newspaper down on the middle of like high school parties, in the middle of the floor in the living room. Pull his pants down and take a dump on the newspaper.
Jesus.
Like
Why?
because he could. He loved.
But we all could.
No, but could you?
No, I guess you're right.
There's no reason for that. I would hate Rouse if I met him there.
Yeah,
Everybody-
I fucking wouldn't like him at all. I'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing, man?"
I'd be like, I've done that, but it was by accident. You asshole.
There's a reason for him.
It wasn't on newspapers on my parents' rug.
Yeah.
He had some really like he had some back then like the kind of this crew that he was hanging out with. Like even though I was hanging out with him, he like
Yeah,
these
yeah.
other guys. They were like really tough
Skateboard
guys.
guys.
Yeah, they were like crazy and tough and
Yeah.
fucking kill you kind of guys, right?
Yeah.
So like Rouse never had a problem in that sense. Like if someone was like, hey, what the fuck? You got a problem with my buddy shitting in your living room?
Yes,
Yes, I
I
do.
And then if the guy said yes, they beat the shit out of him.
So I'm supposed to let this man shit all over my house?
Yeah.
That's why I would hang out completely.
You're all
Like
excited for the party, and then like you're like, "Hey, I'm
That's not
throwing
even-
a party."
dude,
and
that's
then
not the
some guy
worst
I tell you
shits
what,
on your
I tell-
floor, and then you get beat up for being like, "Hey, could you not
This shit on my floor."
Like, you have a problem? Like, well, I'm not gonna do anything about it, but yeah, there's like shit on my
I don't
floor
want to
now.
beat you up. It's just that I'd rather deal with people my age that won't shit on the fucking
and then
floor.
you get beat up on top of that.
Exactly.
That's a terrible.
This is
part.
why I didn't hang out with people like that. I wouldn't hang out with Jason, or I might have
He
hung
shit in
around
a
with
pot
you
once,
in a what?
a cooking pot,
A pot is at least
and then he put it on the stove.
That's
self-contained.
disgusting.
No,
He
no,
put it
on the stove, and then turned the stove on.
Oh my god.
And like, this is the thing. By the time you realize where the smell's coming from, it's too late. Like it's the whole house is embedded. People are like, "Whoa, whoa."
Somebody walks by, like, fondue.
Oh, that smells delicious in here.
Sorry, guys.
Nothing. No problem. So poo. Hey, that's crazy.
No, in high school, like, I think it's comedy that unites us because there's a lot of people I wouldn't hang out with. I think I would be cool with you, but I don't think we would hang out like that tough.
Who? Me?
You and me, yeah. Someone like in high school, I'm talking. Someone like Rouse, I don't think I could hang out with.
Right.
Just that kind of crew, I couldn't. Like, I couldn't do it.
When in retrospect, I just didn't even realize. I didn't realize how different I really was. Like I thought I was a little different, but not like I.
Yeah,
knew.
you're a different person in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Some people are. Some people remain the exact same.
Are you the exact same?
Yes.
You know, I had the one good thing about being an adult, I think, is like, or get old enough where you're like, you don't like when you're younger, like you're still scared. Like if someone tries to bully you, you're like, oh, a little bit, right? But as you get older, you realize, fuck you. What, you think I'm afraid to die?
How old are you talking though?
Well, I mean, like at the time you get in your like, for sure for me, like I mean, by the time I got closer to 30, even
Okay.
that I started feeling like the older you get, the less you worry about like if someone's like someone's trying to be a fucking dick to you. You're like, what are you gonna do? Beat me up? You gonna kill me?
Yeah.
You like it's like in my head, you're gonna do me a favor?
They get the one guy with the death wish.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but like you don't realize that you just don't have that kind of confidence sometimes especially when you're different, I guess too. Especially you're not like one of the cool kids. When you're cool kids, you don't always have to worry about being tough because
Right.
you got a bigger crew of everybody's cool with you. You know what I'm saying? But if you're an outsider, it's like you find yourself in these odd situations more often.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I went to go see Black Sabbath on Friday.
Oh, really? How was it?
It was awesome.
You can jump on this.
And where was that?
Cops Coliseum.
First Ontario now.
What's that?
It's called the First Ontario Center now.
Okay, First Ontario, sir.
Right on, man.
So yeah, it was a great time. So I go to meet my buddy Mike Senior. I went with him, and in front of his house, I locked my door, and these they were all like 9-year-old, like 3 9-year-old kids, maybe 4, 8 or 9 years old. They run. The 2 were chasing the one guy, and he says to him, the guy says to me, he goes, "Hey, these kids these kids are gonna beat me up. These kids are gonna be," and I instantly go, "Come on, these kids aren't gonna beat you up. I thought they were just fucking around, right?"
Yeah.
And he's like, and then the 2 other kids, the 2 kids chasing him, go, "No, we're not gonna beat him up." So I lock my door and I walk to the corner and I turn left to where my buddy lives, and they're across the street and they're still following him, and I could start reading their body language. You're like. Mm-hmm. Oh, are these kids actually going to beat him up? So I'm walking on the other side of the street up with them a bit, just watching. And then fucking, like, not even 10 seconds later, one kid pushes him, and the other kid just goes, and I could tell him, he's bigger than them too, right? But he's scared. Like, he's obviously being bullied. So the other little kid goes, wham, punches him in the side of the head.
Jesus.
Right. And I fucking yell, like, hey! I go, what the fuck? Enough, you fucking faggots. Enough!
And did they run?
They were going to stop. I'm just walking across to them like with my demeanor is like, maybe I'll beat you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now I'm between the kid that he punched and these 2 asshole kids, but they're all children. They're 9 years old. They're like little, but the littlest guy out of them all goes, "Go fuck yourself. What are you going to do? Fucking hit me? You can't hit me." I go, "Hey, buddy, go fuck yourself, you fucking faggot. Get the fuck out of here, you queer."
He wasn't expecting that one.
And he's like, he has this little bit of like, what the fuck? Why? He's like, you're not talking. Like, he couldn't believe I was talking to him in that demeanor, like not an adult.
Yeah.
He goes, well,
I love how you air quoted adult for yourself.
he goes, well, he goes, so he says to me, he goes, yeah, I'll go get my dad. He goes, I'll get my dad right now, and he'll beat you up. I'm like, go get your fucking dad, and I'll beat the fucking shit out of him right in front of you, little queer.
Really adamant about these kids' sexuality.
Why were you going after her?
No, my biggest problem with the word faggot and queer is I don't really actually think of gay people.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Just clarify.
I know it doesn't sound politically
I'm
correct.
just clarifying.
Plus, that it's intimidating for the kids because you're not talking to them like an adult. They might be like, "Oh, maybe he will."
I have to
beat us
be.
up.
I wanted to be extra. Like I know I can't hit him.
Yeah.
So I have to be extra mean.
Yeah.
In this situation.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can.
Yeah.
And like, because in my head I'm like, I want your dad here.
Yeah.
Like, go get your dad, and I will beat him up in front of you. Like, that's like, so only way I can do that. It's like, so for me, it's like, if I call this little kid a fucking faggot, maybe he will go tell his dad.
Yeah.
And maybe his dad will come back. And then and then it's a really great day.
Then you can instigate into beating up both of them.
I'll explain to him what happened before I hurt him.
I don't know
So
if the
what
dad
happened?
would be that reasonable, but
What?
What happened?
So then at that point, they're starting to wander off. I'm like, they're still yelling. I'm like, go fuck yourself, you fucking faggots. Get the fuck out of here, you losers, you fucking faggot. There's like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they just scurry off, and this little chubby 9-year-old kid's fucking. I'm just like hyperventilating. I'm just gonna go. My dad's. I think my dad. This is the worst part. I think my dad's home. I'm not sure. I think he's visiting my mom in the fucking hospital right now. I think. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, what do you mean? Do you live with your dad? I go, do you live with your dad? It's like, or mom? Do you live with them? I'm like rocking with him. He's like, no, I live with my grandparents. So it's like, oh, here we go. So you're not even being raised by your parents, this little dude. I'm thinking. That's what I'm gathering from this situation.
Yeah.
So he's going, like, so does your, like, I'm like, calm down. Does your dad live here? Like, are we going to your dad's house? Or does your grandmother live there? Where do you live? It's like a grandmother's. Where's your grandmother live? That way. I'm like, so he was going to go he was going to go all the way to his dad's house and hoping he was there, but because he was scared to go the other way because he didn't want to run into those kids again.
Yeah.
So I said, dude, let's just go to your grandparents' house right now. I'll walk with you. I'll walk you all the way home. Everything's cool, dude. And if we run into those kids, I'll beat the shit out of them. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, so I walk him all the way, like 5 blocks to his grandparents. I explained to him, the grandparents, what happened anyways, but he goes inside. Didn't see him again. But halfway back, I keep telling him, like, listen, man, these guys are just assholes. When they grow up, they're still going to be assholes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just a shitty day. I keep saying, this is just a shitty day.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's one shitty day. It won't be this shitty tomorrow. And so after halfway home, I go, you feeling better? You feeling better, buddy? I'm trying to cheer him up. I go, you feel better? He's like, no. He goes like, no, that was my favorite part. It's like, nope. No, I just got my head almost kicked in, asshole.
Well, he knows it's going to be worse, too, probably.
Well, maybe. But told the grandparents, and then I fucking ran back to Mike's, realized I was really out of shape, and then we went to see Black Sabbath. But my point being is, I was trying to be so mean to those kids because I was like, I know that I was that kid.
Yeah.
I was him, man.
You related to the kid.
Yeah, I
being
related to that fucking being bullied.
Yeah.
You know?
Did people try to beat you up?
I got beat up. I didn't they didn't try.
Really?
There wasn't no trying.
I don't think I know anybody who got like beat up in my age group. You know, like in my school.
Yeah, you went to private.
Yeah,
school,
you went to
man.
private
It's a
school.
I went to
different
private
world.
school in grade 10, but the rest of it, I went to public school, and there was nothing. Nobody got beat up. There was one kid that like people would make fun of.
I got beat up in grade school, not in high school too much, but there was a lot of threatening in high school.
I never even I heard threats for fights.
Why not?
Did you?
Yeah, people would. Yeah.
I went to a
saw
really-
people get beat up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to a really bad school in grade 9
Yeah.
and grade 10. It was like an Albion secondary school. It was like all general level academics and shops. And it was like the school was like all the baddest kids on Hamilton would go to Parkview or go to Albion. It's like, so if you couldn't, like, if you weren't doing your work or if you were just a troublemaker,
Mm-hmm.
they send you to school. So a lot of these, it was putting all the bullies from all the schools into one school.
Jeez.
So yeah, and I wasn't technically supposed to be there. I wasn't trying hard at school, and I fell back academically. I wasn't being a problem kid.
Yeah.
So that's why I got beat up. Well, even that's 9 and 10 is where I got hurt the most, I think. But no, it's okay. Okay.
I never got like beat up. I got picked on like a lot. Or there's always like threats of like a fight like after school, like meet me here or whatever, and I would be like, yeah, and like totally like talk shit, and then like when it come down to time, like, oh, it's laundry night, I can't do it. Just totally back at it.
Just avoid it altogether.
Yeah.
Just walk away. Yeah, I always felt obligated when I got challenged like that.
Yeah.
I always had to be there. Yeah.
So you got into like fist fights and shit?
Here and there, but nothing. I can't think of anything major. Been chased, like where you feel like you're threatened by people, like cars of people.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I've had all that stuff. I've been
Holy
bullied,
shit.
but I've also bullied too. So,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Did we have questions from Angela Nasso on Facebook?
Yeah, sorry. I gotta
No
hear it.
worries. We got
Yeah, we got
your girlfriend's favorite DJ, Angela Nasso. Angela Nasso. He
Is that your girlfriend's favorite DJ?
That
Why? Really?
his yeah.
Is he
That's
actually?
his
You know
favorite
what? I've
DJ.
he's
never.
everybody's girlfriend's favorite DJ. That's his
But
slogan.
especially Cat.
Especially Cassie, yeah.
Actually-
she wouldn't be my girlfriend if her favorite DJ wasn't Angela Nasso.
I've never heard him. I've never heard him DJ. Actually,
I'm Jordan's favorite DJ.
It's true.
at the parties.
Yeah, my wife
Angela?
thinks I'm terrible at DJing, but he thinks I'm good.
Yeah, I would say you're good.
I think so too. My wife thinks I'm terrible though.
I
Is
think
it
her standards are too high.
No, I mean you have it on your phone. If you just click the next
Yeah,
song.
it's still DJing,
It
but
just
you
get-
also get a verbal history or of the song
And
for-
customized
That's true.
songs as well.
Yeah,
I will agree with that.
Yeah.
You bring everybody in.
And you were
Thank you.
kind of half-assing your birthday party. There was a couple moments of silence, but other than that, it's seamless.
Thank you. Angela's question is, it's Angelo Nasso. What does it sound like when doves cry? That's his first. He has 2 questions. Is that so?
I'd say that's the answer.
A fart.
By far.
Don't put the mic near your ass, but we get it. It's a fart.
Wait, I didn't plan that. That was just perfect timing.
yeah, that
So-
was perfect.
What did you think it was going to be like a deeper question than that?
No, okay.
What
was
does
the-
it,
wait, what was
what
the
does it
first
sound
question?
like when doves cry?
What does it sound like when doves cry?
I don't
Is
know.
that what he's? That's what he's giving us.
Well, I think he thinks it's going to be hilarious.
He thinks-
I don't
So,
know,
like-
Angelo. What does it sound like when you cry?
Oh, you're a dove. The soap or the bird?
You know what?
The soap, obviously.
I mean, can doves actually cry?
No, they're animals. They're birds, and even less than animals.
because their brains are smaller.
Nah, I just don't think they think of crying. I don't know. What do I know about fucking birds?
But like doves are probably happy a lot.
They're the peace
Well, they
bird.
get, well, they get more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people feed the doves, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
You're thinking seagulls.
Not
and
seagulls.
pigeons.
What's a pigeon? Wait. What's a pigeon?
A pigeon is a different bird than
Yeah.
a dove.
No,
Pigeon
dove.
and dove is not the same
Dove
thing.
is the peace bird. It's the bird of peace.
Dove
it's
is
the symbol.
like the birds that they like release at weddings.
Wait,
Yeah.
what happened?
You can't hear a dove cry because it's muffled by the magician's sleeve.
There you go. I think that's
What-
good. I think that's the
what-
best answer.
I like the fart as the best answer.
Yeah,
I like the
What
two
happened?
answers.
What happened with the Pope and the dove? Didn't something happen?
He had an
He-
affair with a dove.
Again?
I think he
Those
released it,
doves.
but it dropped to the ground.
No. He got 2 kids to come up on that balcony
Okay,
thing
yeah.
and
Yeah.
release these peace doves.
And-
Yeah.
And then like an eagle or a
Came
falcon or
in-
something
Swoops
swooped in and just ate the birds.
That is the biggest metaphor for nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most ironic metaphor of all time. I
Oh
think.
yeah.
That's dead on.
And the best part is that there was a little boy and a little girl, and they released it, and right in front of them, viciously,
There's
the doves
pictures.
got the boy cried, started weeping. The girl just laughed hysterically.
I
Yeah.
laughed my ass off.
So
Yeah.
what did it sound like when the dove cried?
I didn't get a chance
I was
to cry,
dead.
just died.
It would probably be its relatives would be like, well, "Did you hear about our uncle?"
What does a dove sound like not crying?
I
So-
think
so it
like a
probably
pigeon.
sounds-
Also DJing.
Okay, he hasn't. Do you want me to go to the next question?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want.
Is it wrong to watch porn with your rents?
What with your rent? What?
Rent's parents?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Why doesn't he just talk to her like an adult?
Yeah, that's wrong.
By accident, if your dad thought he burned the Simpsons movie.
But do you keep watching it?
That's wrong. Yeah, but that's a good question. Like, it's less wrong. Like, if you thought it was a Simpsons movie, you put it in your DVD player. You have no intent there.
Yeah.
So you're not doing anything like purposely perverted.
Yes.
But if you sit there and like start rubbing one out with your parents on the couch or something like
They
that,
already
or
got the guacamole dip. What
like,
are you gonna do?
if you're enjoying it because of the fact that you're with your parents, then yeah, that's wrong.
Sorry,
So like if Pat were here,
what was the
question was sorry.
what's the Simpsons have to do with that?
He's saying if your dad thinks he burnt the Simpsons movie, but it turns out it was just a porn.
and that's such a
okay.
Hamilton-ass question that you can't even be. Oh, my
Yeah.
dad thought it was a Simpsons movie. It's like, oh, it burnt the Simpsons movie from 2009.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the oldest ass reference that you could just
Yeah,
go
don't
to
you download
like
movies
Captain
at this-
America or
Yeah.
something like that. You
You're
go with
burning.
the Simpsons movie.
Well, we still need it on a DVD. We can't just watch it.
I'm just gonna say this, Angelo. Shit questions, man. Those are shitty questions.
Let's see what else he
Yeah,
has.
there's more.
No, those are the only two.
Oh,
Well, then he was a shit job.
Yeah, those are.
I tried to give him a
Appreciate the
chance.
effort,
I think they were supposed to be funny.
I think he's on the floor right now laughing when he sent those.
yeah.
This is gonna be hilarious, bro.
This bro is exactly right. He's either that or fixing his chin strap beard.
I love Angelo. but
I love Angelo too.
Those
I've
are
never
shitty
heard him
questions.
DJ.
You've heard him DJ.
Have I?
Yes, he's done a few comedy shows.
Yeah, he's
He's a good DJ.
Yeah, he is.
He at one point had he got some girl he knew to do sound clips. Was that for your show, Jordan?
No, there's actually a funny story about that. It was for Brandon Sobel's show.
Brandon Sobel's show. And so for every intro, it was like a DJ sound,
Yeah.
like a wicka wicka, and then a girl doing like saying your name
And
and like as if she was having sex, as you know, like Mace Galone.
I know.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. I
Do
don't
it.
know
No,
if you
do
know.
it. Do it.
Do it
Do
again.
it.
Do
Do
it.
it.
Mace Galone. That's
Wow.
what I
Sounds
get.
like she sprained her ankle. Not have sex with you. Miss Galone.
same
Sounds like
sensation.
she's fighting in Ukraine. Those
And
uprisings in Ukraine.
Everybody's was like that. It was like, oh, Brandon Sobel, oh, Craig Watkins, and it was like Jordan Shore. I was just like, I'm not even mad. That's about right. All right, sure.
Oh, Jordan Shore,
That-
you moved me.
That makes sense.
You moved me, Jordan
It
Shore.
wasn't even
You're
sexual,
crickets.
right? She just said
That wasn't sexual. It was like Jordan Shore. So it wasn't sexual, and she got my
You know
name.
what
wrong.
happened? She read the name and went, ew.
I think so. She's like, I've seen that guy. Watching
No,
me
she just
from
the name alone.
The name
That's
alone
all it
does
took
it.
was
Does.
This
So she
doesn't
relate-
sexy at all. Jordan Shore, you are very hot underneath me. You feel good inside me, Jordan Shore. My name's Sheer. Yeah, whatever. Come on, just let's finish this.
Yeah.
I love how he didn't even correct her. Like he was getting her
yeah.
to do this.
Yeah, I know it's a recording, so you can retake it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I said. I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
It's a recording. You can do it again. And he's like, well, she was running out of time. And I was like, that much time? Sheer?
Yeah, she
that
didn't-
much time?
She didn't have 5 more seconds. It's like that episode of The Simpsons when Mr. Burns' movie, and he can't. They ride off on the horse. He keeps falling off. He's like, we did 52 takes. That was the best one. Just drags him off. Jordan Shore.
Jordan
Sex.
Shore.
Jordan Shore. How do you get Shore from that, though?
I have no idea.
He sounds mentally challenged.
Yeah, wasn't good.
So have we done a topic?
No.
Ultimate Warrior died, by the way.
Who was Ultimate Warrior?
Oh, my God.
Wrestler.
You can tell
action
the
figure
age
of him.
difference right away.
He's a banker. No, he's not up there. Warrior.
He's ultimate, I guess.
Yeah, he's probably the best warrior. If you're gonna,
That's
The Rock.
That's the Rock.
Oh, jeez, that is not the Rock
That does
face.
not look like The Rock at
yeah,
all.
they weren't that good. Thanks, Mace.
I'm so sorry.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Don't worry, I won't break the plastic.
Yeah, he's the best warrior. He had face paint on and stuff. He died when this airs, it would be 2 weeks, and he died of a heart attack.
So it's a heart attack. Is that what happened?
I think so because it was right after WrestleMania. He got inducted in the Hall of Fame. He's like 56, and then he walked out in the
That's
parking lot
so
and fell
fucking
down.
young, dude.
Yeah, but these guys are on steroids and shit. Their hearts are probably
Yeah.
nothing.
Enlarged and stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
and then just
Enlarged
can't-
from what? The steroids, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It enlarges your organs.
and they did a lot.
Really?
These guys
Yeah.
did a lot of drugs and shit.
So then what happens when you stop doing steroids? Does your organs go back to normal size, or
If you fucking do a lot of them, no, like I don't think so. I think they grow, but if you do, you have to do it like a lot of them. Like this guy was fucking doing tons of steroids.
That guy was
Guaranteed. He was
jacked.
yeah, he was
yeah, he was
huge.
huge.
he was huge?
Yeah,
Yeah,
He was
not
doing
talented.
a lot of steroids.
Not talented.
But that's why you see those big guys like die younger because they just can't
Yeah,
get enough blood to their heart and shit like that.
yeah. A lot of guys like that. They just collapse all of a sudden. So it made some Ultimate Warrior die. I know that really.
And I should stop taking steroids.
You should stop the steroids.
Gotta
No,
stop.
you should keep going.
All right, they're working for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when they mistake you as a woman.
So that leads us into health and fitness,
There we go.
the health and fitness portion of the show.
Are you making fun of him?
No, I'm saying it leads us.
It
Jordan
sounds like
Shore.
you're making fun of me.
Jordan Shore, are you making fun of him?
Jordan Shore, go to
Hey,
your
I'm just
room.
trying to do my thing, man. I have a monotone voice, so I always sound like I'm making fun of people. But we're gonna get into health and fitness right now.
What about health and fitness? What about health and fitness?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm trying to get healthier now.
What are you doing?
I'm doing a Mike Chang workout.
Mike Chang,
Do you
the
know him?
workout? No.
No, what does he do? Is he the one with the thing you
No,
put on
you
your
got-
stomach that vibrates?
Not all
Like
Chinese
No.
people are the same.
No, he's that guy
He
on
invented the
YouTube.
Thigh Master, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Wasn't
know,
he
maybe
in Batman?
Didn't he direct Batman?
He's Power Fist.
Direct Batman.
Mike Chang, YouTube fitness expert and Batman director.
And what do you do?
He, I don't know. It's like squats and stuff. I just watched one of his videos because he has.
So is that it?
Huh? Yeah, that's all I've been doing.
Squats and stuff.
Squats. working
I
the
just
rump.
mostly watch him work out on YouTube and
And lick your lips.
yeah.
Eat Popeyes to work out.
I want to hear about this workout, guys.
So
It's-
it's squats.
It's okay. So
Do you put
I
on
can tell you the
leggings?
workout that I do.
Do you put
No,
on leggings?
no. I took my shirt off for the first time while doing it the other day. That felt empowering.
You're allowed to do that.
I didn't feel
Are you
good
at
about
home?
it.
Are you at home?
Yeah, I was at
So
home.
you can take your shirt off
I don't know.
anytime.
It's I do 20 minutes every second day,
Oh wow.
straight
What
through.
do you do?
I do. So it's like you do 10 squats, then 10 arm lifts, then this like half burpee thing, and then you do it the other way, but with the other arm holding the dumbbell.
How many reps?
You do that for 10. So you just do it 10, 10, 10, 15
10
second
reps.
break.
Yeah.
10, 10, 10, 15 second
3
break.
times?
Yeah, you just keep doing it.
For
I
20
set a
minutes?
timer. I do that for 10, then I do this other one for 5, and then I do just like some crunches and push-ups for like a couple minutes, and then when I'm down to like 1 or 2 minutes, I do a plank. That's what I've been trying to
Good
do.
for you.
So
Thank you.
That's good.
So how's your cock feel?
I haven't really noticed. I don't. It
You guys
doesn't
have
really,
a weird relationship.
It's not involved.
Your cock
Really coming to the surface.
that's
like
the
when you're
question.
hard. Is
How
it
we met.
you don't feel harder when you're
When I'm
afterwards?
harder?
You
When
don't
I'm
feel-
hard?
Yeah, like you feel extra horny
No.
because you're making the blood move, man.
Dude, you're
Yeah,
just
but
horny.
he's-
That's just all it is.
He's 19 though. He's gonna be horny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's,
he's
not really
he's got a
yeah, he's in his prime right now.
yeah.
Do you notice a difference?
If I do squats, yeah, I
you
notice
just
my
ask him?
my cock's extra.
No, but again,
Extra hard.
I'm.
You notice what? Sorry? What did you say?
I do some squats, like for a couple days in a row. By the third day, my cock's extra hard.
Okay.
Definitely.
It's extra hard.
And I feel frisky. I feel horny.
Okay.
Don't you
Hornier.
feel like that all the time? You
I'm
just said-
hornier.
He's hornier than he is.
Hornier. Gee, that's
He's
dangerous.
horny on steroids. That's what they would say in the
Well,
90s.
your legs, right? Or there's like it gets to, if you do squats, do stuff with your legs, it gets your testosterone going, I think, or something like
Yeah,
that.
because you got bigger muscles there. Those
Yeah.
are your thighs are the best muscles to work out.
Yeah, I heard about that because it's muscle that
They're fat.
you have to
burners.
build your muscle to lose fat. You
Yeah.
can't just.
Yeah.
That's what I.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of the older guys in the gym. They're always doing squats because they're trying to fucking still bone their wives. You know?
So that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I used to do the CrossFit, and that's what they start out with all squats.
CrossFit's intense. I
Yeah.
puked once.
Yeah, it's
I don't want you to use the word intense anymore. It's not. It's intense, dude.
CrossFit is intense though. Jordan Shore is right. It's one of the most
Jordan Shore here.
I
doing
like
some
Jordan
intense
Shore.
stuff.
Letting you know.
I think I'm gonna get
Jordan
a new-
Shore, eat my pussy, Jordan Shore.
I will. I think I'm going to get a new personality. Jordan Shore. It's going to be
Sure.
way more intense.
Jordan Shore.
You're like
Shore.
like some like Pauly Shore's had another kid. Like his dad had another off kid with some fucking chick.
Like an Amazon woman.
I just picture you like Jordan Shore is like he's one of those money guys. You can make money by placing just a couple ads, and then you like the picture of you with a sports car, a boat.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I used to
I'm
prank
all
call
in.
the
For
shit
this.
out of
Can we
me.
get
I'm
this
Jordan
going?
Shore, and I want to show you how you could become a millionaire like me.
And I get on my sea dune and fucking rip away. Yeah,
I love you, Jordan Shore.
I'm into that.
Jordan Shore, you feel good between my legs.
I'm like, you're the first girl to ever say that. All right.
Jordan Shore. Or a detective. Jordan Shore. Fridays.
You have a long coat.
I would,
Yeah.
I would be down for being a detective as well.
How do you spell Shore? SHORE or SHURE? Sure.
Shore.
Shore.
Like
Shore.
the beach.
You
man.
should work.
HORE.
You should be near a beach. You should be like a beach town detective.
I'll be a detective, but I'll constantly rock Hawaiian casual clothes.
Yes, and yes,
you only
that's
wear
good.
sunglasses inside.
Yes,
Yeah.
but like the show's a pun on your name, Jordan Shores.
Jordan's Shore.
Jordan Shores. Yes, Jordan Shore, like Dawson's Creek. Jordan
Yeah,
Shore.
Except it's about
Your name is Jordan Shore.
an intense detective
Who
who wears
works-
sunglasses inside.
You only work beach cases.
What makes him so intense?
His intensity.
He just
His
vomits all the time.
intensity makes
pukes
him.
and shits all the time.
Oh, that's Jordan Shore. He's just puking. He's very
Throws
intense.
his business card in the pile of shit. Just says, "Deal with it."
Deal with it. Yeah, he doesn't flush toilets. He never made deal. You deal with it. Jordan Shores. I like it.
With-
I'm
You only solve
constantly on the case of who left the shit in the toilet, but it's always me.
because you have a slight case of Alzheimer's. You forget.
At the end of the episode, it's like, well, I guess we'll figure it out next week.
We only have one clue. It's just a business card that says "deal with it."
and you smell it.
You're like a ninja. You
fresh.
can throw it at people.
I think you should only
Fix them
solve.
somehow.
Just like-
You should only solve
It's still
crimes.
got shit on it.
You should only solve crimes on the beach.
Yeah,
That beach crimes.
definitely. So, like,
Murders on the beach.
who wrecked this beach porta potty?
There
we'll
you
find
go.
out today.
Jordan Shores.
Jordan Shore.
You should only help people that doesn't want help, though.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Or people are
We're
like, there's no
good.
problem here. I don't
We're
know why you're even
good.
here.
And I'm like, that's the first problem.
Okay,
You need to
sorry.
admit that there's a problem.
Sir, we're good. We
no,
don't
you're
need
not,
to.
you're not good. You need
We
to
don't.
admit that there's a problem.
We just wanted to buy a T-shirt at
There's
the
a
beach.
floater in that toilet, and we're going to figure it out together.
I think that was you. We heard you go in there with your intensity.
It wasn't me.
Intensity. Your intensity.
So much intense. The show's so intense. Just so intense. The show.
Fucking riveting.
It's not riveting. It's intense though. Nothing happens, but the nothing that happens is intense. It's intense.
Intense, dude.
There's an episode he buys soap for 24 minutes, and it's intense.
It's just a lot of leering and
Yeah, just Dove.
A lot of decisions to be made here.
Jordan Shore.
When he shits, doves cry.
Jordan Shore, you filled me up with your big giant penis.
Like, you got the wrong guy.
Why is he getting giant? Is
I don't think that's me.
penis?
In case of mistaken identity.
His penis is intense. I heard.
It is very intense.
Intense.
It doesn't come at Kames.
Games.
I came's all up in you.
That's exactly
Shut your mouth and don't talk to me.
Penis has a pair of shades on too.
When he has sex, he turns into a black lady from church.
Hallelujah! I just came's all up in you. She's like, why? You were a
You
different
got a
person.
fan.
Oh, I never.
My, oh my.
Jordan Shores.
Praise Jesus.
He's got a church hat. He's like, let me just get slip
I'm
this up.
moo and I just pull over my dick.
You're like, let me just pull on something a little more comfortable. And then you come out as a black church lady.
The gloves and everything.
I would watch that show.
I'm really into it now.
That'd be a good show.
The fucking black church lady.
We'll just
thing
play-
on it.
This will be our pilot. This is we'll play the people for NBC. Like, just listen to this podcast.
That they're actually looking for shows
Where?
at
Oh, yeah, I
NBC.
heard about that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll call them tomorrow.
Okay.
We've got a great idea.
It's a great idea. I would watch it.
Yeah.
It'd be a great series.
I'd see it as a radio play.
Really?
You know, yeah, all the sound effects, the
Jordan
shit
Shores?
and the yeah.
Yeah. And
The Sea-Doo.
yeah, you could probably because then you could go anywhere with the theater of the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Theater of the mind.
I just love the women there. Just Jordan Shores, you fill me up so hard. Jordan Shores is so sexy.
All right, there's another mystery. I think somebody else is named Jordan Shore.
That can't be. That's not me. That's Are you sure you're talking about me? Filling you up. Jordan Shores, you're so hot in those pants.
I just remember us reciting hymns for 30 to 35 minutes.
Praise Jesus.
What were we talking about now?
Captain America was such an awesome movie.
Is that the next topic, or that's how we? You saw it?
Yeah,
I saw it as well.
Yeah, wasn't it awesome?
It was fucking great.
Did you see it?
No.
Oh, it's fucking amazing.
I can't. I actually want to go back to the theater to watch it again.
The first one sucks so hard. Like it,
Yeah, the
it's-
first one's terrible.
It's like you deal with it. It's so mediocre.
Same
but then,
actors?
Yeah, same actors.
Yeah.
But when you watch the second one, you're like, holy shit!
Well, how do
I
they
can't
save
believe-
it?
Step their
Better
fucking
script?
game up.
It's
The
just
script
such a way better script, better fighting scenes, better script, better acting,
The
better
plot was
amazing.
amazing.
There's
Yeah.
no flaws in this movie. It's such a great movie.
What is the plot?
I don't want to give away
Yeah,
stuff.
you can't even
Okay.
give it away.
Captain
okay.
America saves people.
No, it's more dark and covert. Like he's barely in that costume.
Yeah.
He's not in the costume till the last bit of the movie.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but he has a different costume that's more covert. It's like black, and it's more about like espionage and spies and stuff, and like it's more of a Bourne Identity movie.
So a lot of like
Him
shitting
taking
in
shits
women's
in the-
bathrooms.
A lot of
Feeling
intense
awkward about
shitting.
it.
and
Was it
vomit.
intense?
Yeah, it's very. But the fight scenes that went on the boat, like when he's like throwing the shield and everything, it's
Yeah.
just so awesome.
Was that George St. Pierre?
Yes, it
Okay,
was.
yeah, I
He
thought
played.
so.
Yeah,
And yeah, my favorite scene was the Samuel L. Jackson when they like the police start attacking his car.
Yes.
Fuck.
that was an awesome
That was
scene.
the best.
Yeah.
That movie was amazing.
It's a great movie.
It was one of my favorite superhero movies I've
Yeah,
seen.
it's up there with Avengers, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard like amazing things from everybody.
it's really good.
I've heard one bad thing about it.
I didn't expect it to be that good.
That dude in the computer too. I'm not going to say anything about it, but
Yeah.
Jesus, that was fucking
The
cool.
the whole ending idea with the ships.
Yeah.
The ships, everything's just there's hints of like they don't hit you over the head with anything, but there's hints of other things going to happen later on.
Well,
Yeah.
what? Like,
Other
what,
characters are created.
why didn't they have their shit together on the first one then?
The first one, it's hard to do superhero movies. It's like Spider-Man 2 is the better movie than Spider-Man 1.
Right.
yeah,
And then, Batman, the second Dark Knight is way better than the first one.
yeah,
The origin story sucks for every movie.
yeah. Because they definitely had to like focus on his origins. It was
Right.
all like it took place in like World War
Not
II.
World War
right?
II. But like there's characters that come back in that.
What about like the last Superman one? There's been so many Superman movies, and this last one it was just
Yeah. Origin story though too.
It's
It
an
was-
origin story.
So that's why it was so weak.
Well,
It's set up because they want to use this guy again.
well, here's the thing: is what's happening with movies is that we didn't grow up with that. They, I guess, you guys are older now, but now they don't look at a movie as they're looking at an entire story being told for years. Like they're telling with all these different movies you have to watch because it tells, like the comic books, it tells one story, and they just reveal the story as they go through.
And they're like using that, which I haven't watched the Agents of Shield. Show,
I
but
started
they're-
watching it again; it's gotten so much better.
Yeah, and they're like meshing that
Yeah.
into the same storyline
Completely
as
in-
Captain America.
Yeah, it's in the same
Really?
universe.
Yeah.
It's all like so they're doing it like comic books. Yeah, it's completely into the same storyline.
yeah. It's
It's
like
gotten
works with the
so
same
much better.
canon, and
Yeah.
it's like they've meshed the show to the Avenger movies.
Yeah,
too.
and they're doing on Netflix. They're gonna do a Daredevil,
Nice.
Power Man, your favorite guy, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and they're gonna do a Defenders. So they're gonna do a whole series to build up to that. And then they're gonna. This is their first.
Holy shit.
They have their first. They call it the first wave, and then the second wave they're going to tell another. Guardians of the Galaxy is going to tie into that. It's amazing.
Whoever's writing this shit is a genius.
It's been written for years.
Do you think
I guess,
like
yeah.
Captain is it Captain America's his name?
Yeah.
Think if he was real, do you think he'd be watching a movie like where it just shows a guy like going to work and and then goes home and goes to bed.
Just
Look, watch this. This part's amazing. He's going to go to sleep right now.
He's a huge fan of Jordan Shore.
I love that Jordan Shore show. Fridays on NBC. It's Jordan Shore. Your grandmother loves him. Grandmothers love NCIS and Jordan Shore.
Big fans.
Yeah.
Big fans. You want to talk about the Malaysian airplane that went down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess at this point they know where it is now. They're trying.
I think they just have signals.
But
right?
then the signals cut off yesterday. Didn't
Okay,
they?
I don't know. I haven't really.
But
followed it.
they were talking about sending things down to the ocean to try to find it or something.
Like just random things, like a coat hanger.
Yeah. They got it's a coat hanger with like it's a coat hanger with some string.
Just some guy standing at a dock, just dropping shit. Godspeed, coat hanger.
Jordan Shore to the rescue.
Good luck, coat hanger. Sorry.
This is what I always find this interesting. Like every time these situations happen, and then they talk about the people, the relatives of the victims.
Yeah.
They'd be like, they're mad because like, oh, well, like, find the plane then, or they want like, I guess they want some kind of closure, right? But I mean, at what point do you like go like? If you're like, it's like, yeah, it went down. Oh, they know exactly. They're trying to get it up now, but it's like, well, I want like, when are they going to get it up? Like, when are you be like, no, they're dead though. You know that.
Yeah.
Like, let's.
I guess they want something to bury.
Yeah,
I
but
guess that's
what's,
closer to.
They're
them.
already.
I know, I've
but
never
if you
been.
know,
I've never been in
once
a
you know
situation.
for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
wouldn't you just be like, okay, you know, I'm
problem-
going to be sad either way, but.
Yeah, but then you're talking.
But I'm not
going to
be any. I'm not going to be any happier
Yeah,
once
but
I get the body.
Okay, but we're cold and dead inside. You're talking about mothers. Like, think about your mother in that situation.
Yeah.
Your mother's different. Your mother's like, you don't say to your mom, God doesn't exist. You just go along with what your mom says.
It's true.
You know what I mean? It's mothers are
Wait,
different.
God doesn't exist?
See? Manolis is my mother. No, but you know what I mean? Like, it's your mom. It's different than dealing with, like, my dad probably would be the same way. Like, yeah, well, they're probably gone. End of story.
Yeah.
But your mother is like...
Yeah, but they're definitely gone.
Dude, your logic makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but
You're talking about a mother.
Yeah.
Well, they know for a fact, for sure, that they have an idea now where like it's crashed, right?
I
don't
guess
know.
what, do they just want to know what happened? Like, is that why they want the recorder?
Probably.
That kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I think with the bodies is like you also... I think there's all you have left is to go, oh, I hope they're in a better place.
I always think this got to be that's for me. I think like might be the shittiest way to die.
An airplane crash?
Yeah, well, like you're in an airplane, it's going down, right? And you know it's going down. You're like, what? There's like that not being able to do anything,
Yeah.
That's why
waiting to die.
That's why I could fly.
What?
Because I can't control it. That's why it's easier for me to fly. Because I can't control it. I can let things go.
You can let things
Yeah,
go.
on a plane I can let things go. Because the odds, if
On a
if
plane,
it's-
you could.
yeah, if it's going to crash, that's the odds. It's going to
Yeah,
crash.
but
Yeah.
when you tell me like I'm good
Yeah.
if it's going down,
I'm not saying I'm in that situation where I'll be. That's
you know,
good.
like,
I'm
do
sure
a
I panic,
crossword on the way down.
but I'm not. But I can't. What I'm saying is I don't get freaked out flying.
No, I don't get freaked
Yeah,
out
I'm
flying
fine.
either, but I think like that moment, like where like you always think about like when a plane goes down and you hear about like 200 people died, like all the time these planes, like I honestly think about those 200 people, and all of them going, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck, like
Yeah.
all the way down.
Yeah.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
As much as I'm like,
You can
like
listen
I'm
to
not,
those.
I'm okay with dying. I'm not okay with feeling the death. You know what I mean? Like I don't want
You
to.
can hear the pilots on plane crashes on YouTube. I think we talked about this, right?
No.
No.
I don't.
Yeah, you can hear they have them on YouTube where they do where
black
you hear
boxes?
where they're talking them down. I guess with the air controllers.
That'd be so fucking eerie to be on the other end
They're
of that.
really calm.
Really?
Yeah, they're very calm, and then
Even
it just
though
cuts off.
I guess they have to be, though.
Yeah, they talking them through it, and then it just cuts off.
What do you mean? Even though when they
Even
know they're going to
creepier.
die or crash?
Yeah,
Fuck.
The calmness is even creepier, I
Yeah.
think, though.
I know. It's
Yeah.
weird as hell.
Just like the serene, like, roller coaster that's not going to pick back up.
No, it's going down. But I guess in their mind is like, we got to work this problem out, and there's no point in freaking out. There's no point in freaking out in most situations when you're panicking.
Yeah, I mean, just like I think in that scenario where it's like you're facing death, like the ultimate unknown. You have no idea what's coming next.
Yeah.
You have to sit there and face this huge. It's ending your life.
In
That's
the
it'd be
cockpit,
fucking terrifying.
no less.
Yeah.
You're watching it firsthand. Like
Yeah.
everybody else, you're in the sea. You're not really watching it. You're feeling it.
And you probably know things that other people
Yeah.
don't know. So you're like, yeah, so many people don't survive this kind of
Yeah.
crash, and like you probably know statistics like that and stuff. Oh, that is terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, this is terrifying.
I'd also hate to get caught in an elevator,
I've been
even though
caught in
I
a-
can't really compare the two.
What do you
Plane
mean caught?
crash.
What do you mean like
trapped.
trapped?
Yeah, I've been
Trapped in
trapped
an
in
I
an
thought you
elevator.
like the elevator caught you.
Get in here. Get over here.
Somebody you
Hey,
know
what are you
sees
doing?
What are you doing in an elevator? I thought you wouldn't go in elevators. Gotcha. I've been using elevators for years.
I thought it was like the elevator left a plate of brownies. And I was like, oh, is that brownies? And you walk in. Gotcha. Gotcha, human.
What do you guys
We're
do?
gonna take you one floor up.
Jordan Shore's main nemesis.
elevator. And he's always one floor up or one floor down. He's got to take this. Damn you! Damn you to hell!
Do you ever look? Every time I'm in an elevator, I always see if there's a door to climb out.
What are you going to do,
Another
Batman? You're going to climb out and then do what? Kill yourself. What if it starts up again? You're
Yeah, it's
fucked.
going up. You're just squished.
Well, I'm talking about it for a few hours, maybe.
And then climb the ropes?
Yeah, sure. There's got to be a ladder on the wall somewhere. You eye it out,
Yeah,
but
there's got to be something. Plus, those doors, I'm
There's
pretty
gotta
sure you
be
can
something.
pry open.
No, you can't. They have a
No,
machine
you need
that does
upper
it.
body strength for that.
All right.
You got to take
He's-
off your
fair
shirt
enough.
and do
Mace
it.
is working out.
If you have enough strength to get open the door in the elevator, then you could probably pry them open.
And
Plus,
then
I won't
what
need it.
if
I'll
the
get a man
elevator
to take care of it
starts
for me.
While you're prying it open.
Yeah, I guess. Then you get back in.
I
don't know, it doesn't
I
seem
got
like-
trapped in San Francisco in an elevator.
How long were you in the elevator
Was
for?
there a gay man
About
in the
an
elevator?
hour.
with you?
No, there was my wife. So I
Same
guess yeah, gay man. Just because it's San Francisco. Yeah, the
Wait,
whole
they're
Pride
all-
Parade was in the elevator. With
What's
me.
that?
The whole Pride Parade was in the elevator with me. All of Castro Street was in the elevator with me.
Must have been
yeah.
an entertaining hour.
Yeah, it was at. Well, yeah, it was.
So you and your wife?
Yeah, we thought the hotel was haunted, and because we heard noises at night, and then on the
It was.
we got
Gay
a
people fucking in the room next to
no
you.
no the whole
Right there,
My asshole, my
Daddy.
asshole, my asshole, my asshole.
San Francisco
Jordan
isn't all
Shore.
gay.
Yeah.
San Francisco isn't all gay people. It's not like
Let's let Jordan Shore decide that.
who Jordan Shore. You're hurting me with your giant penis, Jordan
That
Shore.
is where Jordan Shore lives. Is there a beach in San Francisco?
Yeah,
Let's just say there is,
there's
and
water. I don't
he
know
is
if there's a beach.
oblivious
There's
to
no
the
beach.
idea that it's considered gay.
Okay.
Where's Philadelphia?
Do you guys want to know this story, or are we going to talk
Near
about
New York.
Philadelphia?
Okay. What?
Do you want to talk about Philadelphia? Or?
No, there's a movie. I thought for some
Tom
reason-
Hanks
Yeah, with the
in
AIDS.
Philadelphia.
Yeah. I was thinking, was he?
From San Francisco?
Yeah.
No, it was in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Hence the title. Hey, let's set this movie in San Francisco. What are we going to call it? Philadelphia. Obviously. Why would we call it Philadelphia? What about Chicago? Philadelphia.
Jordan Shore. He's picking on me.
George Shore can't do shit. And he reaches across the table.
Just
So-
stress fart and
so
shit
what
my
happened?
pants.
What
So
happens-
we got this. We're supposed to get another hotel room, but we got this one until that room was ready. It's for our honeymoon, and we're
In
in
the same hotel.
yeah, same hotel.
Why
floor
wasn't
up.
the room ready?
It just wasn't
Somebody
ready.
just got
Someone
murdered?
was using it, and we didn't get it in time.
Oh, okay.
And for some reason, we heard noises. And for both of us, and we never said this to each other until after, we didn't want to look in the mirror. For some reason, in our hotel room, we had this
Even with the
eerie
lights on.
vibe. Even with the lights on, we had this eerie vibe about looking in the mirror.
So
So then
you
our,
tried to shave your head.
yeah, that was all patches. I look like a soccer ball. I shaved my head. So finally our room's ready. We get the hotel room. I hear noises all night long. I can't go to sleep. I hear noises in the hall.
What kinds of noises?
Just like things moving and carts. But I thought it was like the ice machine, but it wasn't. You know, ice machine
yeah.
sometimes drops.
when it yelled out, "Oh fuck!" Not the ice machine.
Yeah, it goes
He
stuff.
drops. What do you mean, like ice is coming
You
out?
hear, you know,
well,
everyone's
no.
yeah. But it wasn't that. It was like things moving. So then we get to the hotel. We get our new room. We get in the elevator, and we're trapped for an hour. And then finally we get out, and then we don't feel anything on the next floor. Nothing. There's nothing. No vibe. Nothing. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, the same room.
Yes. And then I'm watching TV recently, like last couple months ago, and they're profiling haunted hotels, fucking hotels in the fucking on TV.
Oh really?
Yes.
the hour in the elevator when it first didn't open up. What was your reaction?
My wife is going to kill herself, and I have to deal with her because she's panicking, screaming, and you're like, calm down. You need to. There's no reason to panic. There's no reason to panic.
Yeah, but it's just that tight, like being
What?
in a coffin.
Yeah, but there's nothing to do. Like,
It's not like she thought the cables were going to snap or something.
yeah, but it's just claustrophobia.
Okay.
What did they do? Did you talk to them? Was there
Yeah,
an
they
intercom?
eventually got the power back on. It went back up.
Oh, that's all that happened.
Yeah, they got the power
shut
back.
off.
The power shut.
So wait.
They told us
wait
not
a
to
minute.
panic.
How long were you in there for?
An hour.
So
45 minutes to an hour.
No blowjob.
Yeah, she was panicking. She's so neurotic, and she was panicking. Listen, let me just suck my penis. This'll soothe everything over.
Wait, you're telling me I'm the crazy one here?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
You're with your wife, right?
Yeah, new wife.
Your new wife.
Yeah,
You're in an elevator.
Yeah.
You got an hour to kill.
yeah,
You don't get a boner.
Well, also, you don't know that it's going to be an hour.
yeah. We don't know.
They
how
could
long.
open the doors halfway
Instantly.
through.
That's not turning you on.
No, I don't. That doesn't turn me on. I was thinking
You
about
don't
the
wanna
muffins
come
at
on, baby,
Starbucks.
just start with this.
Come on, just give me.
Just give me. A
She was
hand job.
panicking. I have to. My wife. I have to calm down. I have to keep calm,
know what
or
calms
else it's
me
going to
down?
stress me out.
You know what calms me now?
I
Boners.
I know. A boner calms you down. Different. If I'm in a burning building, I'm not getting a boner first. If I'm in a situation where I'm stressed out, this shit gonna fall apart, the last thing I'm thinking about is my boner. Oh my god, we're on the top floor of the Twin Towers. What am I gonna do with this hard on?
Yeah, but you're gonna die. This. We're just in a box for a while. Let's fuck.
But you don't know if you're gonna die in that box.
You know. You're
My
not
wife's
gonna
fight or flight's going off. When you fight or flight, you're not getting. You don't want to suck a dick.
What would you have done? I would have sucked it. I mean, I would have got.
Freudian slip from hell. You're in San Francisco, you might as well. Who wants to get trapped in this elevator with me? Free dick sucks. Free dick sucks.
Either way, I would have been calmed down.
Yeah, but that's you. My wife is a neurotic human being.
Well, she needs to get her shit together. Then
Well, tell her.
you had the fucking opportunity of a lifetime. You didn't get a
That wasn't an
blowjob.
opportunity. We're fucking the whole trip.
Like most people reserve that title for going to like Harvard or something.
Yeah, exactly. Opportunity of a lifetime.
The opportunity of a lifetime.
You're like it's a weird mentality that I've come across hanging out in Hamilton, where it's like that kind of mentality. Like, yeah, you know, if I was a hot chick, this is Manola's. If I was a hot chick, I would get into porn. You're stupid if you don't.
Oh, and I'd fuck everybody.
Right. See, to him, it's stupid for you to go out and get an education, and it's smarter for you.
No,
if you
no,
were-
I'm not saying don't get an education.
But oh Jesus, Manolas, you stink.
Thank you.
But it's a stupid mentality. It's stupid if you're hot and you don't get into porn.
No, I would say get an education and get into porn.
But you're stupid if you don't get into porn.
Yes.
But what if you're not screwed up in your head?
You don't have to be screwed up if you like.
What do you think most of those
If you
girls
like to
are?
fuck, why not just fuck for
It's
money?
not even like we like to fuck.
What?
Most of those girls are like screwed in their heads.
Oh, I don't like to think of them as screwed up.
What do you like to think of them as?
I like to think of them as
Entrepreneurs.
Okay, sorry.
Liberated woman.
girls that are figuring like, hey, I like to fuck. Why not get paid for it too? Instead of like, if you're not a promiscuous girl,
Bye.
you gotta go. If you're not a promiscuous girl, then
Can you unplug his mic? It's just and Izzy comes, we can plug it back in. Yeah, it doesn't matter. When Izzy comes, goes,
coming.
you don't think so?
It's 2. What time is it?
it's like 5.
5 o'clock.
4:56. He said he's leaving at 4:30.
He's not gonna make. I'm saying is like if you're a promiscuous girl,
Yeah.
why am I make some money out of it?
I mean,
too?
like if you're like down for like if you're fucking like 3 guys a day anyway, you might as well get paid for it.
Yeah.
But then you're probably screwed up in the head anyway.
Yeah, you got to be screwed up in your head to be like that.
Maybe not.
I
I
don't
think
know.
so. To do it for like money, like if to do it as a living, to go, okay, I'm gonna fuck all the time, and you've heard stories from the guy where girls are like, get off me.
yeah, I'm not saying they're all got their shit together. I guess
I
yeah.
would say 90% of them don't have their shit together.
mentally. You're saying
Yeah, I think they're dealing with some shit.
Like have issues of like being like molested as
Yeah,
a kid,
or
like, some,
self-esteem
like,
or-
self-esteem
yeah.
issues.
Yeah.
Like I mean, did you ever watch that documentary After Porn Ends?
I've seen a bit of it. Yes.
I want to see that so bad. Is that good?
Yeah, it's on
It's
Netflix.
interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's just like it kind of talks about like how like these girls try to live their lives, but they're always branded with this idea that they've done porn, and they can't really get past it after they've done it, and a lot of them regret it.
Are a lot of them these women that they're talking to? Are they financially okay though? Financially,
I think some of them are. It's been a while since I've watched it. I watched it last year, but
Porn stars aren't making money now.
well,
No,
like,
but I mean, the
some
ones
are
that-
like big one, like Belle Knox is like she's doing all right.
Yeah, but the porn
chick
industry's
from Duke.
terrible right now.
yeah. But I mean, these girls, if you're like branded as a Brazzers girl, which I love, Brazzers.com, world's best porn site.
Yeah, but even that,
But-
my friend who has told you that it got sold and they laid off like 100 people.
No, but I'm saying these girls though, the main girls, they tour the strip clubs.
Yeah, but what's that?
Well, what's that? Why not? Just so what? They've got to get naked on a stage for it. But they've already
Think about touring
Their
a-
regular job is get a cock in their ass.
Yeah, but like at least if I'm getting a cock in my ass, you're getting paid.
I got to dance in front of guys that don't touch me too.
It's I don't know, like, but that's just think about the idea of like just it's like touring comedy, like Yucks. You're touring Yucks for the rest of your life.
They do conventions and stuff too, though.
But
like-
I mean,
I know, but you know what I mean. It's like you're doing that for the. There's
if
no,
I-
and
if I-
even with stand up, you can do more.
if I could tour the world for the rest of my life as a
It's
comic,
different.
but you gotta do the shitty gigs to get to good gigs,
Yeah,
right?
but you're not doing the shitty gigs by taking off your clothes or like fucking maybe prostitution.
We were talking about something they're already doing, though.
I know, but
They're
what
already
I'm saying
doing-
is,
if you're already a Brazzers girl, and then
Yeah, but you
they'd
don't-
be an idiot for not making that.
yeah, but you don't want to go
weekend money.
from. Why would you want to go from okay, I'm a top porn star to now I'm in fucking Idaho strip club?
Look at all these Star Trek guys that are at these conventions.
Oh, that's completely different.
those guys are not having sex.
Well,
At
they're making tons of money,
Well, these girls are going to these conventions too and doing signings and pictures.
but not in the same way as like.
But I'm sure,
well,
like,
like there's like the adult film conventions. And
they
stuff.
have
I
to
agree.
they have to make their money.
I'm not saying they don't. What I'm saying is I don't think it's anyone's. I think there's might be some people who it's like their aspirations, but I think most people that get in the business are like sad people. Like people that get in our business aren't happy people.
Yeah, like people get into media most of the time are like weirdos.
Yeah, and I think
One way or
to
another.
want to have sex on camera for money, you got to be a little bit more weirdo than or sad.
And there's got to be some sort of issue there.
There's got to be
I
some sort of issue.
Even for the guys, though, I bet.
Yeah,
there's probably-
That's what
I
was
think
gonna
the whole
say,
industry.
Like, if there's like strippers who like stripper guys who like to do that there has to be women that like to do that too
Hmm.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Well, I'm not opposed to women making money.
I'm not against it. I'm saying there's got to be people that do like it, but I think there's also a fucked up thing in their head.
Yeah, they're fucked up to. I mean, this being on this planet is fucked, dude.
Yeah, but think about selling sex. Your sex, your sexuality. At a certain point, you're going to be like,
That's how you look at it. You're not looking at it the right way.
yeah, but okay.
I'm gonna fuck this
our,
dude,
our value as okay.
and there's a camera on.
Okay, yes, it's a very simplistic view of that, but I'm going to fuck several dudes in a day. I mean, it's not going to be enjoyable by
If
the
I
end
could
of
fuck
it.
7 chicks today, I would.
Okay, but that's different. But if you had to do it for every day or every weekend where you're fucking like 7 chicks all the time, it's going to affect you mentally and emotionally. You got to turn yourself off.
Whatever, dude. Listen to this fucking guy.
But you do, right? Like at a certain point,
Who is this guy?
that's going to affect you.
Who are you?
I'm Dr.
You're
Phil.
drinking from a Spider-Man's cup. Let's go fuck yourself. All right?
From a Spider-Man's cup.
Jackie Joy, I love you. She tweets me sometimes.
nice.
But see, I guess I see where you're coming from. I don't agree with it.
So where are we going?
Um,
Like we talk like we're gonna fucking. We have to agree on something because the laws are gonna be changed.
I
If we-
like that's what I like about the podcast.
I thought that's what we're doing. Here.
Yeah, that we're changing.
So can I still do porn? The girls are just waiting.
We're like this invisible council.
Like Gavin says, you can't do porn anymore.
I didn't say they can't do porn. I'm just saying I don't think it's like a occupation where people like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna come out okay with this. I'm getting into this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna come out okay with it. At the end of this journey of how
the
many
only
years?
downside is
It's
if
gonna
they
be
get
fucking
some sort of.
awesome.
The only real downside is some sort of disease.
which is like around every corner.
Yeah, that's the only real downside.
And mentally, you get fucked.
Eh,
I think mentally you get fucked.
there's
You gotta
people-
you gotta fucking turn your fucking emotions off.
no, you just gotta have a nice stiff cock in your vagina and
There you
fucking
go.
have a good time.
Like in that in that documentary, After Porn Ends, there was a lot of girls crying. I will say that. There was a lot of crying women. I still masturbated to it, but
Yeah.
there were a lot of women
There's-
crying.
Yeah, there's
why?
gotta
Because why? Because they can't fuck no more? Or what do you mean?
Well,
They don't want to.
They
were
fucked
like,
out?
Yeah, they were like, yeah, they fucked out. They fucked out. That's a medical term. They fucked out.
they fucked out of the business.
They got
Also,
themselves fucked out of the business.
like our jokes are valued. We get valued as stand-ups by
Right.
people, whether we're good or bad, or even if like, oh, you're hot or you're not. You get valued, and it's like that hurts. Just imagine your sex is being valued. Like that's even more personal than our jokes.
I know, but I get what you're saying. I get what
just
you're
imagine
saying,
people
but
like,
I
oh
don't-
no, we don't
I
watch
don't
this shit
look
anymore.
down on porn stars.
I'm not saying to look down on them.
No, but like it's not like I know it's like they're being judged for sex, but that's whether they're being judged or not.
No. I don't mean judged. What I'm saying is people in the industry going, we don't want you anymore because you're not the hot thing anymore.
Right. Well, that's why they got to make their money, dude.
Yeah, but that's not like you're coming at it logically, like, oh, from an outsider going, oh, okay, you make your money, get out. That's someone that's walking in it going, I'm here for money, I'm done, and I'm out. So
Like, I
even
think-
that, you're fucking.
Yeah, I think there are some people, like you said before. Like, I think there are some people who definitely like it. Like, look at Nina Hartley.
Yeah,
Like, she fucking loves. She still does it.
Yeah.
Like, she's still.
she
an
seems like a
active
smart person.
porn
though.
star.
But for me, like, I think if I had a daughter, it's not like I'd be okay with it if she did porn. I just really wouldn't want her to do like DP.
Double so
Get
that
into porn, just no double
Like,
penetration.
I'd really actually like. I just like, yeah.
she
Whenever
wouldn't make any money.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm just
She
saying,
couldn't
yeah,
have a
but,
career.
But like her, like it's just like those girls when I watch the DP and it's like I think like they got to be.
Think about
can't
porn.
Be good.
Think
that
about
part.
porn from
afterwards.
But think about porn from the 70s to porn from now. It's just getting pushed more and more and more. You can't say no to shit.
You can.
You know, you won't work.
Well, if you're hot enough, you will.
No, you won't.
I'm sure you will.
I guarantee you, there's gonna be some chick who come around.
Listen.
Fucking, I'm gonna deep throat a baseball bat or two, and then everyone's got to deep throat baseball bats because
Listen.
no one wants to buy a porn where no one's deep throating baseball bats.
Listen, I'm right and you are wrong. Okay? Fucking guy.
So agree to disagree.
That's not an agree to disagree.
That's an agree to disagree.
That
right
is
there.
not an agree to disagree.
All right, let's keep this debate going then.
All right, let's agree to disagree.
There's a new virus going around the internet, which is scaring the shit out of me. I actually want to learn about this.
The bleeding,
the heartbleed virus.
Basically, it's on OpenSSL, like on your webpage. You would know it better.
Yeah, it's not exactly a virus. There's a
Is it
security
real?
hole within the SSL certificate or the standard OpenSSL. Sweet. That went well with that technology news.
This is our technology news segment.
Technology news.
That part was the bumper.
Yeah.
That was the sting.
I don't know if people can hear it though.
Yeah, so basically, there was a newer versions of OpenSSL aren't affected, but there was a specific version that a lot of people were kind of hanging on to, and there was an exploit in it, which I just read the other day that the NSA
Yeah, they knew about it for like
been
2 years.
exploiting it for 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
So
that's their job is to stop it.
What
Yeah.
is an SSL?
Secure socket layer certificate is basically encryption between you and the browser, or the browser and the server. So if you're logging to Facebook, for example, you're on a secure connection. There's a newer certificate standard, TLS.
And these guys have been using SSL for a while.
Yeah.
And it's like they knew that there was a fucking problem with it.
No, I don't think so. I
Oh,
think it
okay.
just recently come out that it could be exploited. But the reason why a lot of people are using that is because it's an open standard and it's free. So
what should we do? Should we change our passwords and shit?
well, yeah, you should check to see if whatever provider you're using or website that you're trying to change password for has actually upgraded the certificate. Because if they haven't, then changing your password's not going to do anything. So,
Oh, really?
Most like reputable online websites or online organizations have already gone through that update. So, this would be really, really.
No one's up there.
Like, I'm a very, very important, influential person.
Yeah.
I have a lot of porno emails in my
Yeah.
email account,
Yeah.
and I need to make sure those stay safe.
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, if you're using Gmail or something, you change your password, you're all good. You're safe. Going
Sweet.
forward, yeah.
That terrifies me of somebody just getting all my shit. I know it's
Yeah.
like meaningless. At the same time, I have like 99 Twitter followers that are all porn bots.
There's a lot
But,
of
like, I just-
hysteria around it. Like, it is true that there's a security risk, but the chances someone's going to go through a database of millions and millions of people and land on you, go, yeah, that's the one I'm going into. It's unless you're like a like a highly influential person, someone that's like, I don't know, like Matt Hayes or something.
Yeah.
Maybe not Ben Guy would actually be better.
Ben Guy is highly influential.
Yeah, yeah,
We shit on him twice now.
yeah. Well, he's
Oh
amazing.
no, we've shit on him a bunch of times.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we're coming for you, Matt Hayes.
yeah.
I don't mind Matt Hayes.
No, I like Matt Hayes. I like Sonny too.
Everybody likes my high.
Yeah.
Hayes.
Ben Guy I don't give a fuck about.
But all right, so most people, if you just change your password, you'll be good.
Yeah.
Because do you think that the media is sensationalizing this? Then you think
Oh,
that they're
big time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they wouldn't even. It's funny because like usually media wouldn't give a shit about tech news. They wouldn't even like. There
That's
was
like
other
buried at the back of the fucking
Yeah. So it's almost like it just seemed really propped up because there's a lot of exploits that go on a daily basis. I mean, the PlayStation Network had like a huge thing not a year or so ago.
Wasn't it like just 2 Yeah, it was a year. Yeah, where all the credit cards were taken and everything.
Yeah, and
Oh,
that
wow.
actually had so far higher consequences because that actually translated into some people getting
Yeah, it
Ripped
was
off.
that was real damage.
Whereas this one's just more like if you know the exploit and you know exactly how to go, and to be fair, it's a really complicated way to execute that exploit. It's not like you can just hack your way in, so to speak.
yeah.
So it's not quite as dangerous as it's being played out. It's changing your password ends it basically. So.
And do you think that the media like takes advantage of most people like me? I have no idea. I'm not a tech guy, so tech guy. I don't know. I'm not a tech guy.
You're not
Let's
a
just
tech
go
guy.
with that. Let's
That
go
makes
with
sense though.
Yeah. So I don't really understand like the lingo or how everything works. So do you
Yeah.
think the media uses that to like kind of scare people even more? This is because this is
It's-
a world where I'd imagine most people really don't understand.
It's true. It's like the new fear tactic, like the media is using. Like, because I know that a lot of time you hear like things about cyber hacking and all this shit. Like, what's the one thing? Like NSA is always going on about how
Oh,
like
the eavesdropping and stuff like that.
yeah, there's that, but a lot of like cyber attacks or whatever that they accuse China and all that doing are almost always not even that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like
Really?
compared to other stuff that's going on in the world, like it's not that big of a deal. They're doing like what is it? Like a denial of service attack or a brute force attack, which is just you could get like 1,000 computers and you just go to the same. I don't say go to the same website, but you ping the same website at the same time, and that website becomes really really slow for that time period.
Huh.
But there's so many things you can do to get around that. So when they announce news like that, just like, yeah, it's true, but not that big of a deal.
What happened to Demonoid?
I'm not sure. I don't know too much about that.
Okay,
Yeah.
it shut down like a couple of years ago. It's a
Yeah.
torrent site, and they just
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, there's that whole thing about like network neutrality
Mhm.
and stuff
That's
like
important. That's super important.
that. Yeah.
That's something that's going to become a real hot topic.
And the podcasting part, the where
Patent trolls.
the patent trolls.
Yeah.
Fucking company just sitting on
Yeah.
podcasts. They've never released any podcasts, but they're saying if you've released a podcast and made money, we're entitled to it now. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, somebody who is like, I've been listening to podcasts like in their
Why? I don't
early
understand.
form for a super long time.
Is these companies are just popping up, and what they do is they basically like
They go
put
get
a
the
patent on
yeah.
your podcast.
they get
Wow.
well they get the patent for like they register a patent for podcasts like for having audio tech like encryption or whatever and releasing that as like sort of a radio show. That they patent that idea so that nobody else can use it, and if you've made money off of it then they want to get money from you, but they've never themselves actually released
No.
a podcast. And podcasts were made before their patent,
Yeah.
but they just like capitalized on the fact that nobody had registered it yet.
They were doing it on YouTube too, where they like I'd had it where people like register your song. If you create a song, they'd register it, and then you'd be like, "Oh, you got to take it. It's copywritten." And it's like, "Well, no, you can't copyright. I created that." Yeah, they have these companies that just pop up doing that. That's what they do.
Yeah, and then
So-
as soon as you like,
So What do you mean? Like these people could sue us?
They would
For money?
make no. They would get nothing.
They're suing. What's his name?
Adam Carolla.
Adam Carolla.
Yeah,
for his podcast
because he has like a huge podcast that's made a bunch of money. We have no sponsors. We have we don't sell
So,
these episodes.
but
so
I
we
mean,
didn't-
are you saying?
what are you gonna take?
Are you saying this guy could get the money?
He could potentially,
I-
but they'll prove that this guy has never come. I'm pretty sure they're just going to be like, well, clearly Adam Carolla was doing this,
But he's
way
gonna have to
before.
hire a lawyer. He's got to go through the
Yeah.
process and all that stuff. But they're going after the big guys.
Yeah,
I
They're
always
gonna
thought
hit
like
big
Mark
guys.
there's
Maron.
prior art that it should be left alone, and they can't even do anything. Like I don't understand how, because it's true they are doing that, but
I
I'm just
wouldn't-
like
Sorry.
I never understand how they can even get away with it.
I wouldn't be surprised radio networks or radio stations doing that kind of stuff.
yeah,
podcasts have been around for like a really long time. I remember downloading radio show archives when I was like 12.
Yeah.
It was the same thing as a podcast. It wasn't
Yeah.
called a podcast
Yeah.
yet, but it was the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It was the same idea. I was listening to the radio over the internet, like from like MP3 files. It was the exact same technology. It just wasn't around yet.
It just wasn't around. But there's lawyers and people who are smart enough to think. I don't even know if it's smart or if it's just.
It's just them. They're just taking advantage of a flawed intellectual property system.
Did you ever about the almond break?
No.
It's just like I'm just picked up here. It's like a 6-second piece of music. It's used like any jungle music you've ever heard has used that I guess sequence or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was part of like it was on an album like from the 1960s or whatever, and it was never there was no copyright on it or whatever, and a lot of people are using it for like everything, like commercials, songs, like in hip hop, jungle music, and all that shit.
It was like a stock piece of audio.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. And then like some small time recording company, like I guess copyrighted it, and then went back to all like actually there's a documentary on it actually on Netflix, and it like killed the jungle music scene because like nobody could use that I guess repetition, the loop.
That's so frustrating.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Well, that's like the same thing happened to De La Soul. Their first album was huge.
Yeah.
And but they got sued all the money for it because
Yeah.
of the samples and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
It's crazy.
Nobody did that, but that never happened before. And then all of a sudden, all these samples. Yeah, it's all crazy. The whole thing. I think it's going to change. I think the internet, guys, I was just reading articles, reading a lot of Dave Attell stuff because he's promoting his new
Roadwork special.
Yeah, and he's talking about how in his time, what you did was you play comedy clubs and then you went to the theater. But he's like, it's so different now. Like the idea of a brick wall is so old school.
Mm-hmm.
Like you play all these different types of venues. Guys are doing their own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I read a couple other articles, and they were talking about comics incomes, and the guys that were like, yeah, I make more money doing my own show as opposed to doing the comedy club. It's just easier to do my own show, and it's coming back to the internet and all that stuff and podcasting and all that. It's just making. I think there's going to be a fear on the gatekeepers end of guys just doing or people just doing their own stuff.
Yeah, I think like Louis really put the fear in them by doing that $5.
Yeah,
because from like a distributor's perspective, that's like crazy, like a nightmare scenario, right? Where somebody could just release their own stuff on the internet and everybody totally download it and completely avoid that.
But that's even
distribution
changed the function of the corporation of Comedy Central.
system. Yeah.
Oh, Vanilla's just pissed in a bottle.
Are you serious?
Hey, we
She's
got
home now.
That happened. Wow, that's awesome.
What are you gonna do with that?
I'm gonna throw it away. I guess.
We were locked in the basement.
You gotta
because
take
when
it out of
Mace
his
left, he
house.
fucking.
Yeah.
When Mace left, he locked us down here.
Yeah, it was with the mace.
Little dick.
Oh, yeah.
So we were locked out
Better.
here.
Ugh.
Vanilla's had to piss in the bottle, and then as
Did you
soon
get
as
all
he
over
walked
your
back down,
hands? Do you want a napkin or
his
something?
wife came back. That's amazing.
You gotta wipe down that microphone.
But what I was saying,
and then like everything else it touches.
I think
So there's viruses on the internet.
Nice.
I think he's sort of changed the function of even the way corporations are working. Because if you look at Comedy Central, Dave Attell's Roadwork, you can buy that online for $5
Yeah.
from their website.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, you can buy Hannibal Buress's Live from Chicago
Yeah.
for $5 on their website. They're literally taking his model as a corporation and instituting.
How does that affect us?
Well, the consumer gets the content for way cheaper. It makes it so the corporations can't be as greedy. Because if they want to be greedy, then we go, fuck you, I'll download it.
Is it
shit?
is that type of is that changing in Canada? Is that becoming a thing in Canada?
I think, well, with the internet, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Our locality is completely changing. It's becoming like a global community instead.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it happening in Canada? Of course, yeah, it's happening everywhere because it's a global community that's allowing this to happen.
So it's going to be a change, even with touring, where you get comics who aren't in the system doing touring all over the place or doing whatever they want.
Yeah, and I think the internet definitely provides an opportunity that's never been there before. I mean, in terms of being a performer, it definitely helps undeniably if you have already had a performer in your family or somebody who's affiliated with the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Now this is giving people opportunities to break into the entertainment industry without really knowing anybody on a global scale.
Well,
Like,
you can create your own industry, technically.
you
you
can
can create
create
your own TV shows and like just have your own market. And
hey, we were sitting here like a couple of years ago saying, fuck, we want to do like a good uncensored radio show.
yeah.
We started out on a microphone on a computer,
Yeah.
and then we upgraded into having like a legit studio in your basement.
Yeah.
We're doing a radio show
That's right.
on our own.
Yeah.
We didn't need anybody.
Yeah,
we didn't
yeah.
need backing.
Yeah,
we
so many
made
years
this on our
ago,
own.
if we even had this idea, like say 20 years ago, we would be like, well, how do we get on a radio station?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that the new
That's the only
art?
thing.
Do you think like it's like you have to do yourself? You can't rely on anyone.
I think you can rely on other things. Like look at Hannibal Buress and look at David Tell, who are relying on this corporation to spread their fan base, which already has a designated demographic and a designated fan base.
Yeah.
They're trying to use that to elevate themselves to where they can get the point of Louis, where they can do it independently.
Yeah.
I think that's the right mentality from that. Like Comedy Central is like better to get some of the money than none, because
Yeah,
that's
sure.
that's the
Yeah.
alternative is none.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to.
And I
be.
mean, radio is like, I think anybody who listens to radio, you just kind of know it's really, unless you're listening to talk radio, it's very homogenized and it's all the same and it's all just, it's boring.
What I guess is like the old school gatekeepers are scared. They're not sure what to do anymore.
I think I think beyond scared. Because
Yeah.
I think the one thing those people like in positions of power, the one thing they love more than anything is control.
Yes.
It's like I think it's funny that it's like, so you know like what I don't need you to put me on TV.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
I'll do it myself.
I'll just put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, another thing is, like, to add to that point, is that it's like, oh, now we don't need their institutions to get our words out there. And I think it even confuses them about, like, what they perceive as entertainment.
Yeah.
So where they're like, oh, yeah, swearing and crass humor isn't really entertainment. But there's a market for that of people who want to listen to that.
That wanna
Anybody
hear
who
it.
listens to
Exactly.
this, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there used to be the time like still it's like a lot of
Yeah.
these people are like going, oh, this is too crass. Like
Yeah.
like the industry, whatever the industry is,
Mhm.
this is too much. This is like, well, why when I'm in the clubs doing
People like
my
it.
shows and why are they laughing if it's too much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
People
it's-
enjoy it.
Yeah, people are enjoying.
There's a
it.
market for it.
I've been doing this for fucking like almost probably 15 years now.
Yeah.
and people seem to be having a good time,
Yeah.
dude.
But I don't know if that aspect has come up here yet, where it's like more independent. I think it's still up here in terms of live shows. It's more controlled by a gatekeeper, and that's changing.
Live shows, I don't know a lot about that.
Yeah,
Um,
it's changing because like if you go to some clubs, they're not full anymore, or they're down to 2 shows, or it's
yeah.
the market. They don't have a market. We have comedy, and that's changing.
I think another thing is it's like I don't know. I obviously wasn't doing comedy in the 90s, but I would
Yeah.
imagine it was pretty booming. Was it?
No, it was dying off.
Dying
It was
off.
beginning to die.
It was better than we thought it was.
It
was.
Yes, it was better than
we
what
thought
it was.
like, and now it's like looking back, it's like, oh, it was actually pretty good still.
So
Kind of
like what?
Yeah.
like it was more shows
The
definitely.
problem
What's
with in terms of Canadian, the comedy club system is that it promotes the comedy club, not the performer.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna make money off of that.
Yeah, and I think that is a huge problem because I think their old model was like, oh, we can promote the comedy club. People want to see comedy.
Yeah.
They can come down. They'll pay to see comedy because that's not something you can just see.
Yeah.
Now everybody has comedy. You can just type comedy into Google, and you have every piece of comedy that's ever been recorded. You know what I mean? So now they're sitting there thinking like, oh, well, we have to just give them a regular stand-up show like we used to. I don't understand why people aren't coming. It's because you're not giving them an experience.
Yeah.
You have to give people a full-on experience to leave their house now. Yep. They're not gonna if you don't give them like something unique and an experience that they can cherish and take with them, or post on Instagram or something because they want to show off that they live their lives.
Yeah.
But you have to give them that, or they're just not going to come.
You're absolutely right. It's that actually makes so much sense. It's like if you're not giving anything personal. Yeah, you're just giving something generic. Yeah, you're not going to get you're appealing to an audience that just doesn't give a fuck.
Well, I read an interesting article last year about museums and how museums are changing because people don't want to see anything in a museum because they can just look at it online. So museums are actually adding more interactive pieces and stuff like that now to try to draw people out because people just don't want to go look at the Mona Lisa. I don't have to fly to fucking Paris and go to the Louvre or whatever. I can just look. I can type in Mona Lisa on Google and see it.
I also noticed, like on YouTube, I'm subscribed to a couple of comedy clubs from the States, New York Comedy Club, a couple other ones, and they're doing profiles on their comics. It's still under New York Comedy Club, but they do profile, and they're branding themselves, and they do like other things. It's like that's a smart market to get into. That's what
about hockey players. Like when you buy hockey cards now, there's certain ones you can buy where like they take one of the hockey players' jerseys and they cut up little pieces of it. They put it and they put it inside the like a little square in the card, but it's a piece of the jersey that he actually wore.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it is a great idea because you're getting something that's like, where else are you going to get that? And it's a different piece of the jersey, so it's one of a kind.
It's innovating an old, boring ass technology.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's actually giving you something that you want. It's giving you something that's worth buying.
And the person is the brand now.
Yeah.
As opposed to just
the team being the brand.
The team isn't the brand, it's the person is the brand.
Yeah, especially with like things like Twitter and Facebook and how like our society is sort of moving towards this like everybody's opinion matters. Everybody's famous now, and everybody can kind of put all of their opinions out on Facebook, all of their opinions out on Twitter.
Yeah.
It is making like individual people more interesting.
Yeah.
Like instead of people being like just specifically Game of Thrones fans, people are huge like Peter Dinklage fans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it just does seem like it's becoming more of like person oriented other than institution oriented, more individualized.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sorry.
There's a couple like there's so much disruption going on. Like I'm working on this one project for an event in Hamilton. So Hungry, you probably heard of it. It's a interactive installation, and there's all these like little parts that I wanted to create. And I started looking online, like I wish I could like find this kind of a bracket or whatever. And then I stumbled on this thing called Digitizer, which is it's for a 3D printer. So you would take whatever object you want, you put it on this platform, and it turns on the platform and scans it, and then turns that into a file, and then you can just print it off as many times as you want. So it's like you can literally take like plasticine and like make yourself like I don't know, a hook or a bracket, and then put it on that thing, and it will scan it, and it just print off like 10 of them.
Oh, 3D printing is the future too. That's gonna dummy some corporations out of a paycheck.
Yeah, they're talking about making like houses, building houses eventually.
And anything that you need, like you're like, oh, I need some screws. Well, 3D printers are universal now. I'll just go make my own instead of going to the hardware and buying them.
And they're not going to be that expensive.
No, they're cheap. Yeah. They're cheap for what you can get out of them. They're really cheap. So it's going to go back to the system of like almost like this old school system of we're making our own things again.
So how does a 3D printer work? What materials do you put in it?
Basically, it's like it's this one material, and then you put it in, and you put these like plans in, and it'll like basically like scrape. Like say you make a screw, you buy the plans on the internet for like a certain screw, put it into your printer, and it'll print you out real screws.
Jesus.
It's it works actually the same as a inkjet printer. You know, it goes across and does ink, or it goes across and drops plastic basically instead of ink, and it just keeps going back and forth.
But the question being is, can I make a 3D printer out of a 3D printer?
The answer is yes, actually. There's 3D printers making 3D printers.
So replication, Star Trek replication is just around the corner.
It's now,
actually,
I mean, like, we can't make food with it.
No, not yet.
But eventually that will happen.
Eventually, I could see being able to do that.
Because like you could think of like recycling. That could solve a problem of recycling.
Oh, yeah.
Dildos?
There's actually a cool place in Hamilton called Think House.
Aim high. Think beyond. Use your
Actually, we were
imagination.
talking about that at work. I was saying right now there's someone printing like a 3D vagina
You
or
can print
something. Well, yeah, for sure. But like someone's taking like the plans for the fleshlight and like reproducing it for sure.
Yeah. How much are those printers?
Well,
$42.
A really good one.
$2,000, right?
Yeah, a really good one's like $2-3 and then digitizer thing's like $1,000.
So it's not that expensive.
No.
You're looking at like $4,000.
And that price is only going to go down.
yeah, it is.
It's going to get better,
and it's going to
gonna
get
go down in
smaller
price.
and better, and like it's going to be in our homes at some point.
Yeah, it's going to be like a universal thing. Just like when HD TVs first came out,
Yeah.
only rich people had them.
Yeah.
Now everybody has them.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the same with 3D right now. Only rich people have them, but eventually everybody's going to have 3D.
Everyone's going
TVs.
to have it. Yeah.
It's the same thing with 3D printing.
The thing that knocks me out about those is like they're talking about like 3D printers that are going to be around soon, where it's not that you just be printing off the parts and putting them together. It'll actually print like an entire phone fully assembled, like all the little parts in it. It'll just like change into
Really?
alloy instead of like plastic, and
That's
just print
so
like
sick.
transistors and everything, and you won't even have to put it
Wow.
together.
That's
blows my mind.
insane.
Yeah.
And then that's going to change the whole corporate structure of our nation.
Yeah, because you see how people lost their minds when we can burn CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People lost their fucking minds.
Yeah.
It's making it our technology that we've been creating is making it very hard for people to be greedy.
Yeah. Well, that's what
Yeah.
happens when you train a generation of people to mod things and change things, and you train them to. Eventually, you can't stop that brain from happening. It's just going to happen more. And they're training them as kids,
Yeah.
like that Raspberry Pi, that computer. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's all about programming.
The Raspberry Pi, Arduino, the company that makes most of the 3D printers, I can't remember the name of it, MakerBot or something like that. They're all small companies. No large players are getting into it. There's obviously a reason for that. It's all like tiny little companies that I guess facilitate all these like smaller.
Did you guys watch that documentary on Google? The creators, this Bloomberg's.
No,
And they were talking about how basically these two guys, this one guy was like, I want to download the entire internet.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. And then because browsers at the time were shitty.
Yeah.
And then they went to Yahoo, and Yahoo was like, no, we don't want this because we don't want people leaving the sites. So they had to do it themselves. They got $100,000. They couldn't cash a check because they didn't have a business. And then eventually, it just look what it's built into. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's another interesting thing about the technologies is that they're really separating like the gap between like different classes of wealth.
Yeah.
Because it's allowing people the opportunity who don't traditionally have wealth, don't traditionally have connections, to be able to create things and put them out there,
Yeah.
and maybe make money and change the way that we even view wealth in a society.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
actually a cool, I guess, quote or whatever. I don't know who said it, but the internet interprets censorship as damage and routes around it. That's like so true.
Huh.
That's why net neutrality is so important because it
Mhm.
maintains that idea.
Yeah, that there's no copyright.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of imprinted in a generation's mind.
And with network neutrality, I mean, like, you're charging more for the internet. There is benefits to network neutrality, I think, in the fact that, like, if we look at it from a historical standpoint, like, the telegraph was an unregulated technology.
Yeah.
No innovation with the telegraph. It fucking died out.
Yeah.
The telephone was a regulated technology, and Bell Labs had tons of innovations. Like, they made a microwave. They made tons of innovations on the telephone itself, on telephone lines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you can get innovation from the internet, I think. And if we did start charging more, then yeah, of course you'll probably be able to innovate and make the technology better. But the problem with that is if you start charging more, then there's going to be a group of society who are underprivileged and can't afford the internet anymore, and they're going to be cut off from information, which creates informed citizens, which is good for democracy.
Well,
So-
I think that's
That's a good full circle.
well, I think that's like something like Raspberry Pi, which that's basically a computer teaching kids how to program, and it's $30.
That's awesome.
And so they're getting to this, like all those type of computers. They're getting to this point where there's Kickstarter campaigns for these like computers that you build yourself, like little laptops that are cheap. It's going to get to a point where the technology is getting cheaper, but it's also teaching people how to do their own stuff.
Yeah.
So they can grow and they can expand on the idea.
Well,
I love it.
Not only like I think it was like not even 10 years ago. It was less than 10 years ago. Google was trying to build this like laptop that you could just like grind and it would power up using the generator, and they were going to give all those to kids in Africa, and it was like the $100 laptop program or something like that. now like that Raspberry Pi could kill that computer.
Yeah.
And it can run off of a solar panel. Like, it's really low power. It's crazy.
It does so much stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it's important. Sorry, I think
No.
it's important for children to learn programming
Yeah.
for the future.
Yeah.
That's going to be a huge skill.
Well, because you never know who's going to be the next genius. So you
Yeah.
just give everyone the opportunity to try.
I say start teaching programming the same way you learn geography or you learn math
Yeah.
in school.
I think they are.
Programming.
I think they're going to start doing that. Yeah.
I think that'd
Scratch
be a
is
great idea.
is a really cool platform. It's really, really straightforward and simple. It's on symbols and things like that. And it's on Raspberry Pi as well.
I had a typing class in high school.
Yeah.
Same.
I did
Typing
too.
class.
Mhm.
What
I
the
s-
fuck is that?
Yeah, I did
Everyone
type.
knows how to type. Who cares about that?
You know how hard it was to keep that in your
Spelling's not
knapsack
even a
too.
thing.
That typewriter.
That
Spelling
class was all about words per
I believed
minute. I
you
don't
for a
understand how you
second
can get a class down to one.
He did believe you.
I was like, you had to carry the typing?
Spelling. Yeah. Spelling's not even a thing anymore. Like it really isn't a thing.
No, nobody even cares. About
It's
that.
No, I
yeah.
can Google any word that I have a problem
That
with,
you
and
want.
I do that a lot.
Yeah.
No, I talk into my phone and do that. That's how I figure
Every
it
time
out.
I talk to you, right over your shoulder, bottle of pee. Is there? Oh, there's a lid on it. Good.
I'm not an animal.
Wow.
That's pretty
Amongst-
yellow.
I know. I don't
Is
know
that
why.
multivitamins? You on
No,
multivitamins right
I
now?
don't. No, I'm not. I don't know. I think I'm dying.
Are you liver failure?
Liver failure.
Are you dehydrated?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
You could be dehydrated.
Fuck,
Is
who
it beginning
knows?
to smell? Are you guys smelling that?
The lids on it does look like it's fermenting. It's gonna be it's gonna be wine in about 10 minutes.
Oh,
I
Jesus
can't wait to
Christ. Or
drink it.
yogurt.
It's turning into a red.
This is how they make wine in prison. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
it's
We
all
are
that.
trapped down here
No, my wife's upstairs. We can get out.
now.
Yeah, as soon as you walk back down, she came in.
Yeah, I know. That's called being Manolis.
I think if I ran a comedy club, sorry guys.
No.
If I ran a comedy club, I would have the comics. I would do it like a Facebook. That's you get your website, you design and put up whatever the fuck you want, and that's attached to me as my comedy club.
That's a good idea. Like make profiles for
Yeah.
the comedians,
I always
videos
like-
and stuff too.
I
Yeah.
would always wanted to have like a editing program that would I would have three cameras that were always mounted.
Yeah.
So every comic that performed could have like a digital or a hard copy, like a DVD or whatever, at the end of any set.
Yeah, that.
that'd be
Edited.
You can do
Edited.
that with a Raspberry Pi.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
How?
20. I'm actually doing a
But you have to
camera
have
rig
three.
for-
What do you mean? But you still have to have three
But the
cameras set up.
computer does.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I know
there's
what
a
you're
tiny
saying.
little. There's a tiny little camera on the that you can buy that goes on the Raspberry Pi, and then you can get infrared ones, night vision ones, all kinds of.
But you
things.
still have to set the three cameras up.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
you're
I'm talking
about.
about.
A couple $100. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'd love to have three cameras always just mounted. But it was the program you could set it for the program just to turn on
Yeah.
at the beginning of every show.
You could literally put
That'd
a
be a good
sensor at the
idea.
bottom stairs that when they walk off it starts burning the CD.
Yeah, that'd be
Really?
great.
Yeah, you could do that.
So that way every comedian could have it edited.
So
of
I
their
can
show.
do like a CD of a brand new show
Mhm.
every time with a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, well, the right setup, the right configuration.
How
yeah.
much would that cost me?
$42.
Parts and hardware
Yeah.
is it'd be less than 400 for sure.
Really? And I can as soon as I walk off,
Yeah.
it starts burning me as
Yeah.
CD.
You get
Things you don't even want.
No.
Yeah.
Street sounds,
Yes.
anything.
Could
Yeah.
you have a digital copy then for people to buy after the show? That's where you
even
make money.
easier, Yeah.
Oh yeah, like just give
If
them
comics,
like
if a
a
club
promo
could do
code or
that,
something.
Well, that's also up to the comic, but I mean, like, if
Yeah,
as
well, comic as
advertise that, that's what I would go totally with.
you go
Total digital.
If you
Oh,
want
it'd
to
be cool as hell. Like you pay to get in, you get and then the club records the set for you, and as you walk out, you get handed.
Why
a
couldn't
copy.
the club as soon as you buy your ticket, you get some DVDs or CDs to download?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
like an option. Like you can get a choice or this series of DVDs.
like maybe think ahead. Put it like a comedian from a year back who's popular or whatever,
Yeah.
a set from like a year or
Yeah.
two back. Give them that.
Yeah.
Then the next time that guy comes out, maybe they want to go see him.
Yeah, exactly. Like
That's a
why-
great idea.
Yeah, I like as a club like that, and lower your prices and offer something else.
That's
on
a great
top
idea.
on top of it,
But I've had
or free
several
T-shirt
times.
or something.
Several times a guy will be like, "I'm selling DVD after show," and they're like, "Is this from tonight's show?"
Yeah,
And I'm like, I'm like, no, dude.
What is this, like 2050?
Yeah, right. But my point being is, if you said, I'm going to be on the lobby selling my set, if anybody wants it, it's from tonight.
Yeah, see, that's what I wanted to do because
you would make a killing.
Well, that's what I wanted to do with doing riffing. The show's always different, so you sell for that show. That's the idea. So I was asking
It's
you.
a personal experience. So everybody will love to have a copy, especially like there's like maybe you did some crowd work like that you do.
Yeah,
and they're like the people that were involved in that crowd work would love that.
And then instead of them sitting there filming it with their phones, they get to enjoy it, and they also get a copy of the
if they want
performance afterwards.
the show. Yeah,
it's a great idea.
Yeah.
We should start a club.
We should start a club.
Let's do it
down here in the basement. But yeah, that's how I would run it.
Hamilton, Ontario's newest comedy club, the Rape Den.
Rape Den. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-doo.
Where the comedians get raped.
It's just
by
snuff
girls
films
with
of comedians.
strap-ons.
Well, that's what I think was going to happen. I think the comic clubs as we know it are going to die off, and then something else will be will come out of that.
Yeah, I think so. I think like probably something like I think there'll still be like general performance venues.
Yeah.
But I think like the idea of it being a purely comedy club is kind of archaic.
Yeah, it is.
Multi-purpose facility of some kind.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of people who go to comedy clubs anymore.
There's a couple comedy fans.
Yeah.
And but yeah, for the most part, it's like even I love comedy, but I don't go to comedy clubs that much.
Every time I'm sitting in one,
stand-up.
I'm like, I would never, as a regular person, I would never come here.
Because you can just watch it at
if
home.
I'm at, say, Yucks, I would never go here. I would never pay to go.
No, but you're a comic.
As a comic, yes, I work here, but even as a comic, I'm sitting here going like, someone asked me about the new room, and I'm like, it's okay, it's just a room. And they're like, oh, it's gorgeous. I'm like, it's just a room. It's nice.
Because you're better than everybody, Gavin.
Well, I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying it's like there's no feeling to the room. There's no atmosphere. There's no.
It's 6 months old.
Yeah, but there's nothing. It's just walls with photos on it. It's like every club that you walk into.
There's something about that, what you're saying. Like, going to the movies, after the movies, there's this feeling that you can go and do something after. Like, if you're at a bar and the bands are stopped playing, you can hang out with your friends. But there's this weird feeling, like, at the comedy club where it's like, all right, it's done, now what?
And you know what else about it? It's also like, yeah, you're going to sit here and you're going to shut the fuck up. Like, you're not going to go on your phone. You're not going to, which is important for stand-up.
Yeah.
But it's like, people just don't want to do that anymore. You know what I mean? You even have a great joke about it where you're like, I have to fucking compete with somebody who can learn how to make a canoe on their iPhone right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also I'm agreeing with you, but it's also like I pay and I don't know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
And I pay my money. I'm going to walk in. I don't know what I'm getting, first of all. And secondly, it's like, you never play those shows where it just feels like it's a whole bunch of friends hanging out, or there's a whole bunch of. There's a difference between that and just going to a comedy club, which are great. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that is changing, where people are like, there's no atmosphere. There's no.
Well, the one thing I think across the board, all comedy clubs should do, and they do this in some junglers in London, England.
Yeah,
is that they turn their comedy nights into like an actual dance club right after.
Yeah.
Right, they tell if you pay to get in, you can stay. Yeah, and it's like 500 people will be there, and it's like that. We're at the show, and then just stay and party all night, which is a great idea. It's more bang for your buck. But I'm saying, like, I think in general, like, there's like if the show goes from 9 till say 10 or say 11, 9 to 11, it just goes. Show's done. There's not another show afterwards on those nights, certain nights. Just say, hey, by the way, guys, we'll close when you guys leave.
Yeah. Like allow people to.
Oh, thank you.
Allow people to sit around and
well, like because I don't understand even if just even let's say out of 200 people, say only 20 stay, right? Just say 20 only stay. That's 20 more drinks.
Yeah,
minimum.
But I think you have to feel welcome.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would say, guys, stay, man.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Let's not blare music.
But this is what, this is what I'm talking about. With going into a club, like
for me, it doesn't matter.
No
I'm not going
atmosphere.
to make any more money. For me,
but you never know. You might. What I'm saying is, when the club has no atmosphere, that's what I'm talking about. It's like it just feels like I should get out.
But there is that like sort of sense about it. Like as soon as the show's done, they start playing music really loudly. It's kind of like, all right, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we don't need you here.
It's like throwing the bird over the blanket over the bird cage.
We got
exactly. It's like you don't You don't need to stay here, or
Yeah.
whatever. I fucked that.
But
saying
I would
up.
just,
No.
I'd be like, I would,
You can't stay here, but you gotta go home.
But
You
even
don't
like,
have to go
I
home,
go
but
home,
you
but
can't stay here.
There you
I
go.
would just,
Jordan Shore's on the case.
Jordan Shore.
I would just make it like make it a turn into a karaoke night, or just say, hey man,
Yeah.
we'll play some music, but we won't blare it. And you guys want to get
See-
fucked up? Get fucked up.
But you see
Yeah.
what you're saying is perfect. But like, there's a person there. What's missing from entertainment, like especially with comedy clubs, I think what's missing is like something that's the room being personal.
Right.
Like you're going to a room that feels like someone owns it, as opposed to a company owns it.
That
like
staircase has that.
yeah, where it just feels like it.
Yeah.
Like there's venues where you go. I've played comedy clubs where it feels like, oh, this is owned by someone, as opposed to this feels like it's owned by a company.
The Casbah Lounge feels like that too. Like
Yeah.
it's owned by somebody. It's like a super intimate.
It's intimate,
Yeah.
and it could be a big room, but it just when it feels like, oh, this feels like you don't just want to take my money, you're part of it,
Right.
and that's what I'm talking about. Atmosphere, like what you were saying, it makes perfect sense. Hang out, like let's have fun. We used to do 500 seats with Nerdgasm. We used to play theaters with these nerd shows, and we made it so personal, and it's a theater, but they hung out. Everyone was hanging out and drinking beer and dancing and whatever because we made it personal.
I wish I got involved with that.
It was fun. It was tough, but it was fun. But that's
Seems like a cool idea.
yeah. It was
Being a nerd,
nerd show. Yeah, being a nerd is cool.
it was tough.
It was tough. No, it was just tough. It takes a month and then you're exhausted right after of promotion. It takes a few months and then you're exhausted.
Yeah.
You're just exhausted.
How long have we done?
We're at 2 hours.
Do you
Don't
guys want to keep going? Or?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter to me.
I can feel us winding down. I
Yeah, we're
think
winding down.
we can keep going though.
Is he coming today?
Izzy's
I
dead.
think Izzy bailed on us. Thank God we changed the time for
Yeah. Can we change the time so I can go not be there an hour later?
Yeah, that's another thing I didn't understand about Izzy's time change was that instead of it because we usually do it at like 2 or 3, he was like, "Oh, I gotta be at my grandma's dinner, so can we do it like later, like right before my grandma's dinner, instead of doing it earlier in the day when I can still make her dinner?"
Oh, is this dinner like at 4? I thought he
Well, I
said.
would imagine it would be like.
I asked him. He says like we eat at 3, 2 or 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, okay, all right.
I don't know.
That's. I guess she's probably elderly, so
Yeah, I guess you.
3 is her 7 p.m.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what's
Oh.
worth bringing up for this podcast. Patrick actually posted something on
Not the
Facebook.
podcast.
Not the podcast.
You wouldn't
It was
promote this.
about it was this thing on Upworthy where a guy walked around with a sign that said "fuck the poor,"
Yeah.
and everybody like basically laid into him like, "You can't do that. You're fucking."
I love
asshole."
that video. I saw it.
Yeah, and then he had another one that said "help the poor," and everybody just ignored the shit out of him.
Yeah, yeah.
I just thought that was
So
kind
he
of
wears "fuck the poor" and everybody's like, it's just like 10 different people showing 10 different people. Like, what the fuck, man? What's your fucking problem? It's like, hey, man, I'm just saying, fuck them, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then so the same guy, it's like, help the poor.
Yeah.
Now he's like, and it's like, can anybody help the poor? And like, you hear one person put it like a coin, like it just shows him everybody ignoring him.
Yeah, but
ignoring him.
in those people's defense, not to defend them, but we live in a society where being poor is like that's the worst thing you could possibly be.
But
that's
like
pumped
these
in-
same people, his point is like these same people still apparently care so much.
Yeah,
It's
but-
the same guys like, oh, I don't.
I know, but what I'm saying is like you're talking about average people who are programmed to believe that being poor is terrible.
Right.
So poor is disgusting. It's horrible.
Right.
The most evil people are poor. That's, you know what I mean? Like when you see a homeless guy on the street, you're like, you don't know what he's going to
So
do.
what's your point?
What I'm just saying is like you can't be upset with people who are programmed to act a certain way. Yes, they should be more, have more humanity.
But the people that are reacting, they're reacting in the sense of like, hey, they're not saying being poor is disgusting. They're saying, hey, leave them alone. How dare you say fuck the poor?
Right, because
we should take care of the poor.
Yeah, because that's in their face too. Because that goes against their training too, their logic.
Right.
I'd love if one guy came up and he's like, "I totally agree, buddy."
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck
Fuck 'em,
right.
man.
Poor asshole.
Lights a $20 bill on fire.
But
and
the
throws it
video-
But the ignoring part is like
The part of the
makes
ignoring-
sense to me too.
It shows, it shows like no one cares. You think you care, but you don't.
It's not that I don't think no one cares. I just think it's. I think we're just in that it's not my problem, and you're trained a certain way.
So yeah, but what is your problem?
What can I do? What am I? You know what I mean? I understand what you're saying, but I think when you're in group mentality, When you have I remember watching homeless people on Queen Street and watching business people walk. And you watch homeless people, they're so aware of everything that's going around. And then business people are just like fucking focused. Nothing else exists except what they have to do. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? It's
I mean, that's all people, really, not just business.
Well, what I'm saying is when you have a mortgage, you have this, that, and the other thing, you think your world is important. When you have nothing, you realize there's other things existing around you.
Right.
So the people that are in the system are in the system for a reason, and the people that aren't in the system aren't in the system for a reason. They can look at the bigger picture of it, as opposed to someone that's like. That's why we as comics, we're not in the system.
I mean, are homeless people, you're saying, enlightened or lazy?
No, I'm not saying they're lazy. I'm not saying they're enlightened. I'm just saying they can see more because they don't have the preoccupation.
They don't have the 2:00 meeting that they got to rush off.
Yeah,
they
but
don't
they
have
also
a
don't have
mortgage
the
to pay.
internet and have that. So the Earth is their internet. And like I'm gonna watch a guy. I'm gonna watch what Gus is gonna do right now.
Yeah, but I used to when I was driving. I used to get more angrier. It's not funny. When I used to drive a lot, I used to get angry in the city, and you're in your own world. And then when you start walking more, you start being more connected with things.
That is so true.
Yeah, you start looking at things. You start realizing that you're not the only being on this planet. But what I'm saying is, these people, when you're in a system, when you're part of the system, there's these truths that are programmed in your head. So I can understand where they go, oh, let's ignore the poor guy, or fuck the poor. What the fuck are you saying? You're saying I'm a bad person. If I agree with you, you're bad. I'm a bad person.
Right.
But if I don't, if it says help the poor, I can walk past you. That's fine.
Right. So what the fuck's the answer then?
I think like society, we're just all programmed with this. You're the most important thing. Like you have to look out for yourself.
Yeah. That
kind of thing. And it's actually, I feel like that's the opposite way you should be thinking. You should actually be thinking of helping the poor, and then that will come back to you. Like a lot, we talk about like immigration a lot and stuff in Canada, and bringing more people to support the workforce. It's like you take a lot of that money and just enable a lot of the poor, and then have them contribute to society. I feel like that's an easier route. And nobody votes on it, is what I'm saying. Like nobody says like
old people vote on it.
Yeah,
they're dying.
Yeah.
But you need to put that shit on the internet. You should be able to vote on the internet. They need to come up with an internet voting system.
That'll never happen.
It sounds like it'd be
tried it.
Did they?
They've tried it before. Yeah, but like apparently, I don't know if you could enter in like your social insurance. Maybe that's not a good thing to enter on the internet. But if it was like
you could. This government is secure.
If there was something that you could vote on the internet, I'm just saying I would probably vote. I don't vote right now.
I vote. It's programmed into our heads by my parents, but they don't want people together.
I have never voted in my life.
I've always voted.
No, you're a fool.
Once.
Thank you.
I most of the time vote.
I think having people together is counterproductive to government.
Yeah, groupthink.
Yeah, groupthink. Then people start going, "Hey, wait a second, I can do this shit myself."
Yeah.
Look what happens when groupthink with programming stuff. Like people are coming up with 3D printers and shit.
Yeah,
and pushing businesses out.
So I have one more topic that I was just thinking about earlier. It's just getting warm outside.
Yeah.
I just thought about like how would you guys survive if you were homeless in the winter? How do homeless people survive in the winter?
I would move to a hot climate.
No, but if you can't move, You're
I'd
homeless.
Save up all my money during
you
the.
get like $4 and you spend it on BLTs at McDonald's.
So
cars.
But what can you do? What can you do to live? How do they survive the fucking winter?
YMCA. I
Yeah,
guess.
well, there's like when I was working at McNabb Grapes, there's some homeless people that were working there, right? And so I became friends with these dudes, and then I start running into them at the what's that place down a block away from this in Hollywood? What's that fucking shelter?
Yes, I know, the Mission.
The Mission?
Scott Mission? Is it called Scott Mission?
But isn't there only so much space?
There's
in those
no.
You got to be there at a certain time.
There's like 5 of them. Like I was talking to these dudes, right? And there's like, so I'm like, so you just show. I can just show up here and they'll let me live here. Mm-hmm. I asked them, I was like, well, kind of. Like, what do you mean, kind of? And they said you have to be. I think 10 or 11 is a curfew. If you show up, like, say after 10, they won't let you in. Number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, you get, I think, either 30 days or 29 days
to stay there.
To stay there for free. But after you've done those 29 days,
get the fuck out.
You have to leave, and you can't come back for like a month or something like that. or maybe 2. I'm not sure, but there's 5. Apparently, there's 5 different places, so you can go from there and go to the YMCA and go for 29 days there, and then go to this place 29 days, and then that place. So you could literally, if you were willing to like go home at 10 o'clock, you could live there you could live for free, or like live free, rent free.
Like going home at 10 o'clock, like that's a small price to pay for having a place to.
Yeah,
like,
but when you're an alcoholic and want to get fucked up, and you're not allowed to have alcohol in the place, I'm sure, right? All those issues.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to go back to your thing with put the immigration money into homeless.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what if immigrants are bringing money in? Homeless are taking money.
That's fine. I think that you should still concentrate on that. But there's a lot of I just find like there's a lot of focus on bringing immigrants in to grow demand, and yet there's another pool of people who are already here that we're not even tapping into. Not that immigration is bad, just that you got this other pool as well, and there's no focus. People vote on immigration every day of the week.
And
they'll never vote.
Are just like that. That's who they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But there is a thing with like, I was actually just listening to CHML on the way over here. They were actually talking about immigration and like how they're opening up the workforce for like immigrants and stuff like that. And there was a couple of business owners who wrote in, but they didn't want to be named, and they were saying that like most of the immigrants that they hire work like way harder for for sure. less money than like the people here who aren't willing to work on the weekends or aren't willing to put in all these like extra hours and stuff like that. So they're like, why wouldn't we hire like the immigrants
just
instead?
on a business
from a business standpoint, it makes sense. They're harder workers,
and they care about your product.
Well, what's wrong with hiring immigrants if they're in Canada?
Well, like people are mad about like that immigrants are taking their jobs and stuff.
But
like that.
they're in Canada.
Yeah.
Then the problem is like they shouldn't be here. Then
I don't think it. I don't know what the problem.
Yeah, like and I can't complain about a guy that's here.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like if he's here, why wouldn't he want a job?
Yeah, exactly.
But I also think it might be one of those like media builds up more than it's actually happening. Like more than people are actually complaining.
Trust me, work sucks, man.
Yeah, work sucks in general.
Yeah.
I remember working with old dudes in factory, like old dudes, immigrant dudes, just working their asses off, taping boxes together. That's their job.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You're right. Yeah, I've done. I still doing shit. I still do a lot of shitty work.
Yeah.
I went to Labor Ready on Friday. I went there like because you can just show up and they'll just send you to a gig.
Yeah.
It's labor. You have to be there at 5:30 in the morning, right? And just to wait for like, okay, you guys, you can go here or you can go there. So I waited from 5:30 to 7:30. Didn't have anything. So this chick said, we've had not enough people all week. I show up on the day. We're like, no, I got nothing for you. I went from 5:30 to 7:30, and then I went home.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Oh, that was a shitty day. Yeah. But like, I don't know. Yeah. It's just, I think it's like, my problem is like, on my off time where I'm waiting for something to happen, it's like if I get a job and then they're like, hey, and I can't get a job because they'll be like, hey, fucking, I got to go to Ottawa this weekend. I need Thursday off and Friday because I'll be in Ottawa or wherever. They're gonna be like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, so that means I have to wake up at 5:30 and gamble on whether I go to work at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's stand up. It's a weird beast.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'd rather try to. I'm just trying to figure out how to make some kind of money when you're not making money.
Yeah, my theory is like get a job. For me, get a job and then save up money and get to the States. Go to LA.
Well, that's the whole plan now. That's what I've been trying to do. I'm like, fuck this shit, man. I can't wait to try and make money that's not coming. I'm just gonna fucking work in factories or whatever on these days off that I'm actually gonna try to go tomorrow at 5:30. I'm fucking hate it.
Is that a thing? Like, if you go to LA or New York, can you just not just immediately start making money as a comic, but is it like the cycle's a little easier to go through?
I don't know, but it's got to be the same. You just feel when you go to these places is like, oh, they want ideas. They just want ideas. They want things, new things.
But even from just the point of like doing stand up makes us happy. So when you're in LA, it's like there's so many people there. It's such a huge city, such a hub that you can get shows like more frequently. So even if you don't become like a successful comedian, it doesn't matter because you're still doing more shows than you would be doing here.
Yeah, and here it's like there's only a few people that can get in and do stuff.
In Canada, I always think like this. In Canada, people say someone could make a lot of money off that guy. In the States, so it's like I can make a lot of money off that guy.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. It's just here everyone's scared to take a chance, and then the States.
I've heard that before,
Everyone's terrified. But what if? That's what you hear a lot. But what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work?
You can't think like that.
Yeah, but that's why it's falling apart.
Yeah,
that's why the clubs are empty.
Stations like it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, like the old broadcasters compared to the new school broadcasters. Like, look at FX. They definitely take a chance on their programming. They let the artist have a lot of control over what they put out. Yeah. And then you see like old programming, I don't even know, like what would you like NBC or
ABC,
ABC, whatever.
Yeah.
They are still basing this like whole idea on we need to get as many eyes on our station as we can so that we can sell the audience commodity to the advertisers.
Maybe we can make another Friends.
Exactly. Like, well, that worked. So they instead of them taking a risk, they try to go with what is common sense, what makes sense to put out there. They don't try to innovate because innovation is not as important as just getting a base demographic that they can sell to advertisers.
Well, but to me, ABC, NBC, that makes kind of sense to me. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it makes more than like doing live stand-up in this country. That makes no sense that you would still be playing it safe. At this point, when your clubs are empty, why are you playing it safe still?
Yeah, you might as well try something.
I mean, NBC. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that people get like caught up in their old ways, and it's hard for them to break that.
Yeah.
So NBC should have done. I don't think they can. I think they could still do this. Everybody, you know how every show's like you always like it's either on Showtime, I think it's called, or HBO.
Yeah.
All these. Yeah. Right, like these amazing shows. Like what's Breaking Bad on? AMC. So NBC should have fucking go. Let's make a tier NBC where it's like all the stuff we can't put on our regular show.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what Fox did with FX.
Yeah, and FXX.
Yeah, it's all like crazy shows like The American, Sons of Anarchy, like Louis on FX.
Yeah.
I think It's Always Sunny is too.
Yeah.
Right?
And there you go. Like that's what all these because they got the money.
Yeah.
Think about the money these stations have made over the years. They're like they must have a bank account.
Well, they're not making good shows. They're not making a lot. The shows they're making are like the reality shows now, or like the singing competitions.
But I mean, but I'm saying they have more than enough money to take risk and fail and still be like, no, we're fine.
That's kind of like a misunderstanding about humanity. Like everybody assumes that when you get higher, you have more control over what goes on underneath you, and that it seems like actually it's the reverse. Like you get to a certain point where you're like a huge organization. Every decision you make is like, well, that could like eliminate like 300 jobs or something. So you can't do that. And yet, we're sitting here with a lot less going. They should be able to do this. Yeah. It's like I don't know. It's just this weird.
More money, more problems.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
let me try it out.
More money, more problems. Yeah.
The thing is, you
just
probably
different
have
problems.
an easier time doing it on your own.
More
now.
blowjobs. That's about it.
Yeah.
More money, more blowjobs.
Yeah.
If I
okay?
I want Charlie Sheen's life. You know what I mean? Just call girls.
That's all you want to do is call girls?
Sure, man. Why not?
Do you guys want to call this one?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wait, we gotta.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, Jordan wants to do this too. So let's keep talking.
Okay, Jordan wants to. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. The higher you up, but I also agree with you. The NBC could buy. The cable's destroying network shows. Cable's just destroying it, and network is like can't grow up.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is like we don't live in an age where you're supposed to dumb things down anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird in a sense, like because these shows that you put on, they put out. It's like you think like these networks would like want to put out like let's make like what like you think let's make something cool.
I don't think it's about making cool. It's about making money.
Well, yeah, but
because if they put a donkey on there and made money, they'd go with a donkey.
It's a bubble thing too. Like they're in their own bubble and they got all these people telling them, "Oh, we can't do this." Like I even know, like from running my own business, when I first started, I had this really like hippy dippy sort of view of like we could do this and this and as time goes on, I'm seeing I just clamp down a little bit on that, cut those costs. And I'm like, no, Nick, no. I gotta maintain the vision. Can't just think that just because the business grows, you have to lose that creative, that little bit that makes the difference. I guess.
Yeah. That thing that got you to the dance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that's what working as stand-up in this country does to you too. Is like you start as you get higher up, you're like, okay, you start trying to get safer, and you get away from your vision or your voice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Farther and farther, and you've homogenized yourself.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, it's just being true to your shit.
Is Jordan? That's Jordan. Okay.
Yeah.
We waited for you, Jordan. We're shutting down, I think.
Yeah,
But we wanted to promote. We always like promote someone at the end of the show. Apparently, you want to promote someone.
Angelo Nasso, your girlfriend's favorite DJ. You can check him out at I think angelonasso.com. I don't know. Google Angelo
That's a
Nasso.
safe bet though.
ANGELONASSO.
Me and Gavin, I think, both want to promote something this week.
Bill and Sons Towing.
Bill and Sons Towing. It's a web series.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's so it's just you do what would you just type Bill and Sons Towing on YouTube?
Yeah, I think so. Or you can type it in Google.
Yeah, I think they have a website. You can you can definitely find them. Just type it in.
So
Google.
they're like 4 dudes, and they made this show on their own, and it's they're on second season.
Yeah, they're on the second season.
And the 4 dudes are actually the
Imponderables.
Imponderables.
Yeah.
Always fucking. That's a hard word for me to
Is
say.
that a sketch troupe or something?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
very funny sketch troupe.
They're great dudes. They're really good guys, and they're
very
very funny. Very funny. The show's very funny. I've just recently started posting their new show on my Facebook once a week on Thursdays. They put out a new one on Thursday, and that's all I was say. Yeah, watch them. They're fucking.
Yeah, if you like stuff like sort of the same setup as like The Office or like Parks and Rec, like that sort of style, but with a towing company, and it's as you said on Twitter, it's Hamilton as fuck. Yeah. So yeah, check it out.
Yeah,
I don't have anything.
I got somebody else. Harry Condabolo is a comedian. He was on Letterman. Very funny dude. He used to write for W. Kwame Bell, and so he's very funny.
And yeah. And
also, Whoopi Goldberg, you can check her out on The View.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Is
she on The View?
I don't even know.
if you listen to one of these things, just if you like it enough, just share it.
Here's if you want to see a Jordan Shore web series, let us know, and then we can get to writing on a Jordan Shore web series. I'm dead serious.
Hashtag Shore yes or hashtag
Shore no. If you like the idea of Jordan Shore, all right. Thank you. That's it.
Bye.